Good morning again, and here we go, guys. We are ready for day 2 takeoff. I just want to congratulate everyone yesterday that caught some fish, and today I just want to encourage everyone to go out there and catch them again. Hope everybody has a great day on the water. The sun's shining, a little bit of wind, but it's going to be a beautiful day. Beautiful day.
All the way up to the cone, all the way up to the cone.
Reese and Quinn, Gillespie, you guys go ahead in the blue boat. You guys are ready to go. You guys have a great day.
Bass fishing means to me that it's pretty much my life. I mean, every day I'm thinking about bass fishing.
I've been fishing since I was a kid, trying to just learn more about it and always trying to be the best I can fishing and just have a passion for it.
I started fishing as far back as I could remember. My grandpa taught me how to on his lake that he has, and so it means a lot to me that I've been able to continue to fish through high school, and I hope to be able to continue to fish through college because it's my biggest passion that I have.
This event means to me that there's a chance for your school to have a state championship. You don't have to be the biggest school to win this thing.
You know, the high school fishing community is really a unique group. They're very, very positive about the sport.
Illinois is not necessarily known as a bass fishing hotbed compared to some of the southeastern states and some of the southern states.
I think we were out on the cutting edge because Illinois became the first state to have a state high school bass fishing tournament ran through the high school association.
6 pound even, 6 even yesterday. Good one.
So I'm the Senior Director of Tournament Operations for college fishing, high school fishing, and the Tackle Warehouse Invitationals for Major League Fishing. We've been with IHSA from the very beginning, from day one of their high school program, and we help them every single year with the state championship. If you want to continue to grow this great sport that we have, and the one way we try to do it is provide more opportunity for them. I mean, that's a big deal.
314, let's just round it up. You guys want to round it up? Let's call it a 4-pounder. Yeah, we'll call it a 4-pounder. There you go, good looking fish.
It's grown immensely. It's grown so much that they now, through the advisory committees, made recommendations to look at going to the regional, sectional format, just like any other sport.
What'd you catch that one on?
Caught on Texas rig.
Got it, Texas rig, all right.
I've been involved with the bass tournament since inception, and it's a huge, huge event that everyone looks forward to. I mean, it's an economic driver for the area.
I'm going to bring up on stage the winner of the Big Bass Award for this year from Athens High School. Come on up, Athens.
It was a 6 pound, 3 ounce bass. I was pulling it through and thought I got caught on a log I was pulling it next to, and next thing I know, my line starts diving down to the bottom, and I kind of thought it was a catfish at first, and then once we got it up and saw the green head, we were all really excited that it was a big old bass.
This is a crowning moment. We're going to crown a champion. Yesterday, they had 10 pounds and 10 ounces. Today, they got 6 pounds and 3 ounces for 16 pounds and 13 ounces. Your state champion right here, Tuatopoulos.
Feels pretty good. So we don't have a state championship at our school yet, so it's pretty cool to win one.
Championship means a lot to me, considering the fact that I had to beat a lot of people to get here. A lot of people in our school that wanted to be here right now, but didn't get the opportunity to, so it means a lot to me.
Just to see the kids catch fish, it's an excitement, it's a rush, and especially if it's a nice fish. It's fun to watch a kid catch a fish.
It was a no-brainer to get these kids out here, see their enthusiasm, and see their passion, and see them start making their way through this sport that I care so much about.
I mean, it's very critical to start these kids young because it is an opportunity of a lifetime. A lot of these kids go to school and they play a lot of other sports, but when they get out of school, that sport's done. Fishing, they could fish the rest of their lives.
One of the great things I think that I was involved in was the starting of this tournament right here, which we started it in 2009 was the first year we had our tournament here. It's been awesome ever since.
If you, yes, you have a passion for fishing, talk to your local high school fishing coach and see what areas they need help in the most and get involved in something that you may contribute to a growing sport. There's Hancock Stadium. 3 champions crowned, 1 more to go. Coming up on the IHSA TV network, we get you ready for St. Laurence and Rochester.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Every year, the Whiffles family celebrates the season the best way they know how. And every year, they add a little something new. After all this time, you'd think all that extra work put into every last detail would get old. Well, think again. Whiffles Hybrids. Season's greetings from our U.S. farm family to yours.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
Would you look at that? I'm in the classroom again. But this time, I can apply these skills to make some money. Lots of money.
Have a cough, sore throat, or fever, or need care now for pink eye, a urinary tract infection, or a rash? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Get care in person, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, even holidays, and walk out with a prescription for your care if needed. Make a reservation today or start a virtual visit 24/7. It's just that easy. Find a location near you. osfoncall.org/urgent care.
Welcome back. Let's head back to Hancock Stadium as Casey Stanow are standing by with Brent Whitecotton from Lyuna.
Darius, thank you. That's right. I'm here with Brent, and he is in charge, the apprentice coordinator with Lyuna. Brent, thanks for coming out.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Tell us more about the job opportunities, the career opportunities with Lyuna.
So the career opportunities stretch all over our gamut of anywhere you can see, anywhere you go right now. There's construction going on. We're out there being part of it. As you probably noticed getting here, you've seen a lot of construction, I'm assuming. That's me doing a bunch of my work. How about that?
Hey, we need it. That's very important. So with that opportunity comes the benefits, comes the pay, comes the perks. Tell us more about that.
So, like I said, I represent a large area, so the pay varies quite a bit from my area. Anywhere on your paycheck, somewhere around 30 up to about 60 bucks an hour, depending on exactly where you're at. Of course, benefits, everyone likes benefits because everyone likes health care. Everyone likes to retire. That's the great thing about me. I will get to retire someday, and someone will give me a paycheck to stay at home.
That's great. That's a huge perk. We all love that. And lastly, but not least, how is an opportunity at Lyuna such a good opportunity for a former athlete?
So, former athletes, I don't care, football players, volleyball players, basketball players. The thing about most of these individuals here, they are trained, they are skilled, they are dedicated to what they do. So they understand the idea, hey, we're going to have to put forth effort to get to where we need to go. That's the same with us in our construction trade. You got to put the effort through to get to where you need to go. That's why we like athletes.
So they make for a good candidate.
Yes,
Brent with Lyuna, thank you so much for joining us.
All right, thank you for having me.
Stay warm the rest of this game.
Oh, it's nice out here.
Oh, yeah, we're doing great. Darius, 3 down, 1 to go. We'll send it back to you in Chicago.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you to Brent. Both of you stay warm out there. A lot more to come here. The 4A championship is still on the way. St. Lawrence and Rochester. That's coming up when we come back.
Feels good to be home. Ashley's Black Friday sale continues this weekend. Friday through Monday, shop limited time doorbusters starting at $1.99. Plus, get 25% off store-wide on qualifying purchases. The best Black Friday furniture deals are only at Ashley.
Tomorrow, I'll be making a difference in the classroom. Tonight, I'll be making memories with the dance team.
I'm expressing myself with my poetry and with my hands.
I'm providing for my patients and for my community.
At NIU, you'll go places as unique as you, with the resources and support to get you there. Join us and start writing your story today.
You almost missed the game. What took you so long?
I was in a car accident.
Hey, man, you okay?
Yeah, but the other guy didn't have insurance.
You lucky. You got Lincoln Auto Insurance.
They have great service.
And low rates.
I already filed a claim on the way here.
Now you don't have to worry because you've got Lincoln.
But the other guy is in the doghouse. Hey, deal me in.
Make sure you play the right card. Call Lincoln Auto Insurance today.
Feels good to be home. Ashley's Black Friday sale continues this weekend. Friday through Monday, shop limited time doorbusters starting at $1.99. Plus, get 25% off store-wide on qualifying purchases. The best Black Friday furniture deals are only at Ashley.
Back at Hancock Stadium on the campus of Illinois State University, we're getting set for 4A football, championship football, Rochester and St. Lawrence. Dave Bernhardt along with Jack McInerney. And Jack, we just got done with an unbelievable offensive show. We're going to see the same thing here.
Well, probably not as many points, but we're going to see a lot of points. Rochester puts the ball up. They score over 49 points a game. St. Lawrence plays a little more defense. It's going to be some similarities, but not hopefully exactly the same.
Well, as long as we're talking about offense, how about Brian Zuloff along with Nolan Marzowski for Rochester?
Well, you know, anytime you have a combination of a good quarterback and a running back, you can do an awful lot of things. The quarterback runs and throws extremely well, and then you got the running back that just pounds the ball up inside.
And then there's Aaron Bull, number 6 for St. Lawrence. He's a load.
Well, he really is, and he's been very productive. And when you say productive, when you're in the Catholic League and you have over 1,000 yards, you better be productive.
All right, we're just about set to go. Fans are bundled up here at Hancock Stadium. Final game of 4 here today. It's your 4A championship. The Vikings from St. Lawrence taking on the Rockets from Rochester.
Imagine going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can go from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is a spirit of thousands of Salukis. Capture this moment and go forward together.
Prepare for the holidays with great Black Friday deals at Menards. We have the perfect gifts for your family and friends, or to help finish your projects, both big and small. Now's the perfect time to hurry in and get these amazing stocking stuffers and other fantastic gifts. Menards Black Friday deals are so great that even Santa himself can't resist.
4 seasons greetings to you all from Menards.
Attention high school students. If you're tired of hearing the same old college debt story, we've got an exciting alternative for you. Join the Mid-America Carpenters Union and let your career dreams take flight. You can earn great pay, enjoy no-cost health insurance, and secure a stable retirement, all with no college debt and an elite career that's here to stay. It's time to build your future your way. Ready to carve your path to success? Contact the Mid-America Carpenters Union today to learn how you can unleash your potential.
Imagine going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can go from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is a spirit of thousands of Salukis. Capture this moment and go forward together.
Welcome back to the IHSA TV Network. Darius Joshua, Edgy Tim here with you. One more game to go in Class 4A. Rochester taking on St. Lawrence, a team that is no stranger to being here, and a team that's waiting to end a long drought since they've held a title.
Yeah, again, for me, this game it's tempo, tempo, tempo. Who's going to control the tempo of this ball game? I really think that's going to. We're going to find out pretty early as well how this is going to shake out.
You will see the two of us at halftime of this game, but to take you through all the plays of the first half, we're sending back to Hancock Stadium at Illinois State University, where Dave Bernhardt and Jack McInerney will take you through the action. Take it away, guys, in this Class 4A championship.
All right, very good. Thanks, Darius and Edgy. And, you know, this one really intrigues me, Jack, because we have two teams that it kind of hard to get a grasp based on having played different teams, completely different type of teams all season.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Up north in the Catholic League where St. Lawrence plays is very physical, demanding, and that's week in and week out. Now, Rochester's a little different. They play more of an open field type of thing. All their opponents, for the most part, play spread, and it's a wide-open game. St. Lawrence plays in a lot more physical league.
Jack was talking about the points that Rochester can put up. Take a look at these points just from the playoff run for the Rockets. This is typical of the regular season, though. Every one of those games, Lincoln, Coal City, Breeze Central, Murfreesboro, those were all running clock games that got Rochester here for the 9th time in school history. And the Rockets have been on this field 8 times. In the state championship game, they have won 8 state championships. On the other side for St. Lawrence, they have been living the charmed life. They have earned it. IC Catholic scoring with 20 seconds left to upset IC Catholic. And then the semifinal win over Wheaton Academy, kicked a field goal with 30 seconds left, then blocked an extra point in the second overtime. That's how St. Lawrence get to here. The Vikings running onto the field. First time since 1979 that St. Lawrence has played in a state championship game. And we've got that matchup coming up right here on the IHSA Television Network.
The IHSA Football State Championships are being brought to you in part by Country Financial. Find out why over 1 million families let us protect their lives and livelihoods. Visit countryfinancial.com.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and they care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
Would you look at that? I'm in the classroom again. But this time, I can apply these skills to make some money. Lots of money.
Have a cough, sore throat, or fever, or need care now for pink eye, a urinary tract infection, or a rash? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Get care in person, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, even holidays, and walk out with a prescription for your care if needed. Make a reservation today or start a virtual visit 24/7. It's just that easy. Find a location near you. osfoncall.org/urgent care.
Every year, the Whiffles family celebrates the season the best way they know how. And every year, they add a little something new. After all this time, you'd think all that extra work put into every last detail would get old. Well, think again. Whiffles Hybrids. Season's greetings from our U.S. farm family to yours.
Time for the Keys of the Game. The Keys of the Game are brought to you by Southern Illinois University Carbondale. Imagine the possibilities.
Well, obviously for Rochester, they're going to have to stop the #1 runner for St. Lawrence, and that's Aaron Ball. Now, keep in mind, Aaron Ball has played a tough schedule. They've had an awful lot of very tough ball games, and they're going to have to minimize the turnovers and keep the penalties down so they can keep the clock and field position. St. Lawrence, they're going to have to establish the run. And again, that's to keep the clock and the chains moving. And somehow or another, I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to have to slow down Rochester.
Well, I don't know how she does it, but Casey Stanahar is downstairs for her 4th game of the day. Casey?
Dave, thank you. I am staying warm. Rochester head coach Derek Leonard said although his team is accustomed to winning and chasing their 9th state title, his team doesn't have an ego. He said they go out every day and just trust and believe that they can win. They may not always look good coming off the bus, but man, they can play. The key for the Rockets is to not beat themselves tonight. And for Leonard, that just means limiting silly penalties and any self-inflicted errors. Dave?
All right, thanks, Casey. There is Derek Leonard, 19 years. How about that record? Only 36 losses, 3 victories shy of 200 in his career, along with 8 state championships. Rochester won the toss. They elected to take the ball, and they will start with Henry Beaker deep for the Rockets. Henry Beaker, you'll see a lot of these players for Rochester. They'll go both ways, but you'll see them offensively in various positions. Teeing the ball up. It's Colin Bagley. It was Bagley that hit that game-tying 37-yard field goal with 17 seconds left in the semifinal to send it into overtime, and obviously a game that St. Lawrence eventually won. Bagley, a line drive right to Beaker at the 5. Straight between the hashes. And he is brought down at the 24-yard line. Tonight's starting lineups are presented by OSF. Let's take a look at Rochester and how things line up for the Rockets. Carter Reese, the big left tackle. You see Parker Lyons in there. That's a good offensive line. It's a big Class 4A offensive line. Position players, we talked about Brian Zuloff. Keep an eye on number 17 right there. Parker Gillespie. You'll see him at various positions throughout this game and on the offensive side.
We're going to see a lot of different formations out of Rochester.
In fact, you have one. You can see one right there at the 10-yard line. Batted down at the line. Number 44 for St. Lawrence with the big hands on the ball. Jace Chamberlain.
Well, they're in a situation where they know Rochester's going to give them a lot of different looks, but they've scouted them well. Rochester runs an awful lot of formations, but that's just a good athletic play right there.
And you see Rochester, they get to the ball in a hurry. Now the throw to the right side is Gillespie. It's the quarterback on that play. So we've had 2 plays, 2 different quarterbacks. The receiver that time, Eddie Slott, for the Rockets. A true no-huddle offense. Gillespie stays in the backfield at quarterback. There's Eddie Slott, 6-foot senior receiver. Gillespie can take off and go. Parker Gillespie across the 40, make that the 35-yard line. First down, Rochester.
This is the advantage of having a running quarterback.
Parker Gillespie, coming into the season, was penciled in to be the starting quarterback, but an injury over the summer. He just came back the last couple games of the regular season, now at full strength. So that's where we'll see him at receiver, where he was over 1,000 yards last year as a receiver. We'll see him maybe a bit more a quarterback than teams have seen him in the regular season. And he'll get rid of it in a hurry. A big hit put on Nolan Ryan, number 4. Here's the defensive starters, which includes Nolan Ryan. Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by OSF. Corey Tauber, a 3-year starter at that free safety position. We'll get the rest of that defense as soon as Rochester slows down a bit. May not happen all night. The carry goes to Nolan Merzowski. His first carry of this game came in the 1,100 yards, averages 10.4 yards per carry. They're your linebackers. Cesar Chavez, number 9. He was the one that blocked that extra point to send this team into the state finals. In fact, head coach Adam Nissen said that was one of the top 3 plays in St. Lawrence football history. On a reverse, it comes to Beaker. Henry Beaker has an opening to the right sideline. Beaker thrown down out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 15.
Well-designed play right there. They're figuring that in the several plays ahead of this, St. Lawrence was really flying to the football and over pursuing. And so right there, to slow that down, you want to run the reverse. That's what they did.
36 yards as Zuloff throws that ball behind the line of scrimmage, and that will be negative yardage. 36-yard run for Beaker. Henry Beaker, All-Stater. He's coming off a game where he caught 11 balls for 183 yards. Well, they're going to say that was a forward pass, evidently, so we'll play on with the incomplete pass. With a handoff to Beaker, and he's in. Touchdown. That didn't take very long. 9:43 to play in the first. 12-yard touchdown run by Henry Beaker.
Well, he showed us his speed right off the bat, but that was just like a wing-back counter coming back again. They're trying to slow down the pursuit of St. Lawrence, and that's the way to do it, run counters and reverses, and it's been very effective on this first drive by Rochester.
Locke Sullivan for the extra point. He's 66 of 67 this year. Sullivan's kick is up, and it is good. 8 plays, 76 yards. It took 2:08. Henry Beaker had a long run. They put him in position. And that's what Rochester does right there. This goes for 36 yards. It sets up his 12-yard touchdown run. 7-zip Rockets.
Prepare for the holidays with great Black Friday deals at Menards. We have the perfect gifts for your family and friends, or to help finish your projects, both big and small. Now's the perfect time to hurry in and get these amazing stocking stuffers and other fantastic gifts. Menards Black Friday deals are so great that even Santa himself can't resist.
All season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Imagine going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can go from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is a spirit of thousands of Salukis. Capture this moment and go forward together.
The IHSA Football State Championships are being brought to you in part by Menards, SIU Carbondale, and by Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council.
Seven 0 Rochester over at St. Lawrence. And Jack, how fast does Rochester play? How about 4 runs, 4 passes? That's 8 plays in just a little over 2 minutes.
And what kind of balance is that? They're slowing St. Lawrence down by showing that kind of balance. Everything was kind of a counter on the runs and reverses that slows down the pursuit, and then they throw the football because the backs were coming up on those counters and those reverses.
Got a quick glance at Harley Riz deep at about the 10-yard line. Great speed as Sullivan will tee it up. Sullivan punches it a little bit short, and it will come to Corey Tauber. Tauber, nice little move. He's driven down. He'll get to the 34-yard line.
Corey Tauber on the return.
Tonight's starting lineups presented by OSF. Let's take a look at the offensive lineup for the Vikings from St. Lawrence. Max Munoz, a big tackle. Giovanni Fox at center. Julian Garcia, Joaquin Moreno, and Luke Dunleavy. And your skill position players for the Vikings. They average about 33 points per game. We talked about Aaron Ball. Quarterback Evan Less, he can do a little bit of everything. Keep an eye on number 11, Connor Engstrom. He's a leading pass receiver for the Vikings. This is a Rochester defense. It's only allowed 10 points per game. Only 72 yards per game on the ground. Les pumps. He just has to get rid of it. He was looking downfield. for Rob Francis with that defense for Rochester. And we have a couple of flags down. We'll check the penalty.
Yeah, it's intentional grounding, Jim, because there's no receiver over here, and he was not outside the box. And good job here by the officials discussing it.
Intentional grounding. 5 yards from the spot of the foul. Comes with the loss of down.
Take a look at the play that resulted in this intentional grounding.
He wants to get outside. You can see there's nobody out here to throw the ball to, and he just dumps it. You can see the coaches down there helping out the officials, which they always do.
So a loss of 5 and a loss of downs. The quarterback, as we said, Evan Less. He was a third-string quarterback as a freshman. Eventually wins the starting job, and here he is in the Class 4A championship game. Ball with this first carry. He's hemmed in. The strength, though, will get him out to the 32-yard line. Almost got that penalty yardage back.
Good job right there by Aaron Ball, 6 foot, 205-pound senior. And you can see why Rochester wants to focus on him, because he, without a doubt, is a very strong inside runner as well as a good outside runner with his speed.
So 3rd down and 12 now for St. Laurence. 10-3 on the season. Losses came to Wheaton St. Francis, then back-to-back losses to close out the season as St. Rita and Montini. Passing down here for Les. And a flag from the back judge. This will be a delay of game on St. Laurence, and it'll back them up 5.
They were trying to get Rochester to jump, and didn't pay dividends.
Still 3rd down.
Tonight's starting defensive liners for Rochester are presented by OSF. And this is a defense that has been underrated this year. Lance Ingold, number 88, headed to Northern Illinois University to play football. On the other side, Jack Sweeney going into NIU to play baseball. Lyons, McDonald, and Nelson, your linebackers. The secondary, Henry Beeker does double duty, as does Nolan Merzowski. Les able to stand in the pocket, floats it over the middle. He's got his man complete to the 40-yard line and down to the 30. Hayden McHugh with the reception.
What a great job by Evan Less there to stand in the pocket with pressure, showing some good poise, getting the ball downfield. That's a big, big play psychologically for St. Lawrence.
On 3rd and 17, Les connects with McHugh for 43 yards.
Good job by the offensive line, but even a better job by Les sitting in the pocket and delivering the football.
1st and 10 from the 30. Up the middle to Ball. He got 5. He took a hit and carried him for 5 more.
Aaron Ball on the carry.
Aaron Ball, 6 foot, 205-pound senior. Going to be a preferred walk-on at the University of Illinois. Class 4A All-Stater, and he has a 1st down for St. Lawrence.
Good job right there by the left guard, pulling and kicking out as he ran it up inside, showing some good power inside.
53 yards in the last 2 snaps for St. Lawrence. Ball again. You can see early on he slams into that line. 4-yard pickup on 1st down.
Well, it's going to be so very important for that offensive line to control the line of scrimmage so that they can run the football. They really don't want to give up the ball throwing it, because that's not their forte. Their forte and strength is run the ball. And, of course, with Aaron Ball, you want to run the ball as often as possible.
You see Lawrence take a long time to huddle. They want to keep the ball as long as they can, keep it out of the hands of that Rochester offense. Les will keep it. Les bursts through. Touchdown, St. Laurence. Evan Les. 16-yard touchdown run. Laurence comes right back.
What a great job with the fake right there. Riding the ball up inside, and he pulls it and does it himself, getting up inside, right, running off the right side of Dunleavy and Munoz. Good fake right there. You can see how he pulled the linebacker outside. Just a good effort getting the ball up into the end zone by Evan Les.
Bagley out of the hole to Esteban Garibay. And with that kick, we are tied at 7. 6 plays, 66 yards, 43 of which came on that completion to McHugh. 2:35 off the clock. It is 7-7 here in Normal.
When you plant Whiffles hybrids, you're making a statement that independence and family-owned means something on your farm. So make your choice. Plant your independence. Plant Whiffles.
Smiles. These are the healthy smiles of real Delta Dental members. Folks with access to the nation's largest network of dentists and low-deductible plans with 100% preventive care coverage, all backed by over 65 years of expertise. Go online or give us a call to learn about affordable individual plans that meet your needs. 1-800-335-8215.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that high-yielding hybrids soon would be there. Hope you get everything you want this year. Happy holidays from your friends at Whiffles Hybrids.
And take a look at Adam Nissen there, the head coach for St. Lawrence. After those nail-biting wins in the quarterfinal and semifinal, he said, good for us, but bad for my blood pressure. Well, I think his blood pressure is probably doing all right now. Big drive for the Vikings.
Well, that was really important for them. As we saw in the game before this, when you get a high-scoring team that scores early, like Byron did, for example, that just builds their confidence. Same here with Rochester. They go down the field and score immediately, and they're all pumped up, and then St. Lawrence comes back with a big pass play, but then some good running by Aaron Ball to get back in this ball game, and that was very important for St. Lawrence.
When you look back, you saw Adam Nissen's career record. The last 3 years, St. Lawrence 11-17. Here they are 10-3 in the state title game, tied early in the game. They'll go deep inside the 5-yard line. Beaker takes one hit, takes another hit. The first man in on the hit, number 31, that's Brendan Carroll.
That's what you call Catholic League football. Very physical.
They're sending a message here early. Wasn't much room to begin with. Carroll, the first hit. The second hit came from Joe Batang. Brian Zuloff back in at quarterback. Zuloff to carry. Gets a couple of good blocks ahead of him. It's good yardage on first down.
I wish I could keep track somehow or another of all the formations that Rochester runs.
I was just going to say that.
I'll tell you what, I had them in the championship game, I think 2 or 3 years ago. It was mind-boggling. I mean, you have to actually wait till the end and go to film and then figure out how many different formations they run.
In fact, that was in 2019 when Rochester won the Class 5A title. All the other ones have come in 4A.
And that's when they had the quarterback that led the state and I think the Midwest and maybe some of the nation throwing the football.
You know, they have, what a string of quarterbacks. Get a load of this for Rochester. Wes Lunt, Austin Green, Robbie Kelly, Dan Ziegler, Nick Baker, and Clay Bruno.
Lunt is the gentleman I was referring to.
And this time and this year, it's 5'8", 170-pound junior Brian Zuloff. A room here to the outside, tiptoeing to sidelines is Beaker before he's run out of bounds as he crosses 50-yard line.
Interesting play. If we can run that back again. Watch where the pitch goes underneath the fake to the back. And he's coming back. It's basically a counter. Very interesting call. Watch the pitch right underneath there. Then he's able to bounce it outside. And this is the versatility they have. They have a lot of different plays in that playbook.
Zuloff a straight drop back. He'll go a little screen to the right side to Beeker. He is slammed to the ground. Stuck that time by Jacob Bailina. Well, that's one thing Derek Leonard says. He says, you know, we have all these different formations. We have so many players that can do so many things. He said it gives me so many options as to what I can call based on my opponent. Mrzowski, the carry to the outside. Mrzowski bursts through. He has a first down.
And what's amazing about all of it is they show you so many different formations, which keeps the defense kind of on their heels a little bit and not real confident in what they're doing, just based on formation before you even run a play. And then they come back with the various counters and screens and everything else, so they have so many different plays to confuse you with.
A snap, a direct snap that time, with a little bit extra hitting going on. The carry by Eli Carlson. Carlson, the Swiss Army knife for Rochester. You'll see him in various places, including quarterback, and I guess you could call that one a direct snap to the quarterback for Carlson. The thing that's amazing is how many players they get in so quickly. Straight run, Gillespie. Down to the 15-yard line.
They have so many different personnel packages with the various formations that it's really, you have to be extremely well organized on the sideline to be able to do all this so efficiently.
Now it's Zuloff. There's Gillespie split to the right. The throw and a quick little slant to Beeker. Beeker, a couple of moves. Beeker still on his feet. He's in.
That was just an outstanding throw and catch. And the thing what's interesting is Zuloff is only 5'8", so he gets a lot of pressure from these taller defensive linemen, but he's still able to deliver the football.
Second touchdown of this game by Henry Beeker. One running, one with the catch and run. Rochester answers immediately.
And what's interesting, Sullivan is 66 for 67 on extra points coming into this ball game. And when you have a foot like that and consistency like that, he's only kicked 3 field goals. He's 2 for 3.
They score so many touchdowns, they put it in the end zone.
Bravo, you're right. And his longest on the field goals is 40 yards, so that's a pretty good leg for a high school player. I'm amazed at this crowd here, Dave. Most of Rochester seems to be here. This is just a good throw here. And an even better run.
He made the initial move, then a little sidestep of another man, and there he is, Henry Beeker. 8 plays, 2:07 time of possession. So that's 2 8-play drives now for Rochester that have led to touchdowns.
They're efficient. They're very effective. And think of the practice that goes into these players being able to know all the formations and then know all of the moves that they have to make within those formations, because it's not just straight cut and dry. The formations are one thing, which are quite extensive, but then the plays off of those formations are a whole nother area.
And then you also have to, as you said, get your personnel packages manipulated with this particular unit here for Rochester this season. Harley Riz, again, number 20 for St. Laurence. He's deep. They'll go to Tauber at the 20. Flag is down. Tauber to the outside. Corey Tauber, good wheels. Sullivan is there. He'll run him out of bounds, but a flag thrown right at midfield. And that flag was thrown early.
Be very interesting here. Very interesting.
Tauber took that one from the right side all the way to the left.
I think it's going to be against St. Laurence.
54-yard return if it holds up. Corey Tauber, 3-year starter.
Well, at least this flag was thrown almost before the kick, so you could see the result of what happened.
Number 13, Black. It'll be a fourth.
That was a quick hold.
It sure was.
And it's first down, St. Lawrence.
Sometimes you'll get fans will be very upset if the flag comes later as the play is being run into the end zone. This was thrown almost immediately as the kick was made and caught.
So that will wipe out a 54-yard return.
Let's see at the bottom of our screen. Yes, there it is right there. Good camera work. We see how the takedown is right there.
A still decent field position for the Vikings from the 39. Ball will roll up to about the 45-yard line. Aaron Ball carried the ball 30 times for 160 yards in the win in the semifinals. That came, of course, against Wheaton Academy in double overtime.
Now, St. Lawrence's offense is not as explosive as some of the other teams we've had already this evening. They average 32 points a game. And between Aaron Ball and Evan Less, the quarterback, they do 230 yards of total offense just between the two of them. So they really are the offense of St. Lawrence.
And that's what we've seen here in the first 8 minutes. Ball will look to get to the outside. Can he turn the corner? No, he's cut down right there. And who? Number 4? You know by now, that's Henry Beaker.
And it wasn't so much just the catch right there, but it was the way he fought off the wide receiver. Now, that's not a good sign right there for St. Lawrence to see Aaron Ball coming up with an ankle injury. Watch right up at the top how he gets rid of the defender right there, comes up and makes the play. That's just a great defensive play by Becker.
The ball is out of the lineup right now, and they're going to come in the sweep. You hold a guy up, and then you put him down.
Well, part of that is ball going out of the game. That changes the defensive game plan. So they can be a little more aggressive at the line of scrimmage and with the linebackers.
Rob Francis with the carry. Well, Bagley will be back to punt.
Parker Lyons right there. 3 interceptions this year. Big thing to me, 19 tackles for loss coming into this game by a middle linebacker. So that tells you that they bring blitzes occasionally, and/or he's a very aggressive linebacker.
And that will be a delay of game. That's 2 penalties, the 2 delay of game penalties for St. Lawrence, and then throw in the penalty that took out a 54-yard kickoff return. This becomes the 4th penalty of the night for St. Lawrence.
Again, that shows you the discipline of Rochester's defensive front. They knew the down and distance, and they knew exactly what St. Lawrence was trying to do.
This one's a wobbler. Good field position for Rochester with a 7-point lead and 2:17 to play in the first quarter, starting from their own 39.
Oftentimes you'll hear people talk about offenses and they'll talk about defenses, and we oftentimes forget, usually not coaches, that the special teams are so important because it usually results in great field position for your opponent if you don't do well.
There's Aaron Ball, and he is still rubbing that ankle. Well, let's see how he moves off the bench, and not real comfortable yet.
He'll be back in.
Meanwhile, Rochester will look to score in their 3rd possession. They've got some room to the outside with Murzowski. Murzowski will cross midfield. He's rolled down by Bailina.
Good job right there by Murzowski of reading the blocks. Taking your time, not trying to explode past your blockers, but following your blockers. This is something that happens oftentimes with high school backs. They run past their blockers instead of following their blockers.
Zuloff pumps once left. This one's up in the air, may have been tipped. And is there an interference call? I do not see a flag.
Well, that was like a punt. When that happens, usually what happens there is, and this sounds crazy, but he had too much pressure on his thumb when he released the ball.
Well, there was a lot of contact there between Cannon Bruce and Corey Tauber. No call. 2nd down and 10. There's that same play. Here comes to Beaker. Able to wiggle his way through for a couple. You know, I wanted to mention on a previous play, Jack, 2 plays ago, Nolan Marzowski was run out of bounds on a run. He came from the backfield, run out of bounds here on the near left sideline. The next play, he was split as far wide to the right as you could possibly be.
Interesting what they do with their formations.
Marzowski would get the call up the middle. Marzowski powers himself forward. And the Rockets now 3 of 3 on 3rd downs, and the chains will move with 1:28 to play in the first quarter.
And you can feel the Rochester Rockets developing a little confidence in their offense, and also the offensive line kind of dominating the defensive front of St. Lawrence. There's an air of confidence there.
Derek Leonard, the head coach, also the offensive coordinator for Rochester. Straight up the middle for Gillespie. Bounces to the outside. Gillespie looking for the corner. Gillespie inside the 10-yard line. Parker Gillespie, the 5'10", 170-pound senior.
They've just got so many tools, so many offensive tools, that it's hard to figure out. Now there, you can see the feet that he has as far as how he uses his quickness just to outrun and outmaneuver the defense of St. Lawrence.
Stepped out at the 16-yard line after a 17-yard run. Nice job defensively. Coming up on support, number 19, Jack Callahan.
And that's really a very tough play for a defensive back, because you're afraid if you come up too quickly and it's play action and that receiver runs by you, you're in deep trouble.
Once again, you see receiver about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Zuloff with the carry.
Zuloff, who's only 5'8", 170 pounds, gets in behind that big 237-pound offensive line. And it's tough to see him in there.
Will Rochester get a snap off before this first quarter ends? They will not. So a rapidly played and a fun first quarter. Rochester a 14-7 lead over St. Lawrence. This is your 4th game of the day. It's the 4A state championship. Rockets by a touchdown.
Feels good to be home.
Ashley's Black Friday sale continues this weekend. Friday through Monday, shop limited time doorbusters starting at $199. Plus, get 25% off store-wide on qualifying purchases. The best Black Friday furniture deals are only at Ashley.
Tomorrow, I'll be making a difference in the classroom. Tonight, I'll be making memories with the dance team.
I'm expressing myself with my poetry and with my hands.
I'm providing for my patients and for my community.
At NIU, you'll go places as unique as you, with the resources and support to get you there. Join us and start writing your story today.
Wait, stop scrolling. I'm here to help.
For what?
The ACA Health Insurance Marketplace Open Enrollment is here. You can find a health plan that works for you and your family, or change your current plan through GetCoveredIllinois.gov. Certified local navigators like myself can help you enroll and find out if you qualify for financial help.
I really need to do that.
That's why I'm here. Don't change that profile pic. You look great. Open enrollment ends January 15th.
Hiring Chicago's IBEW Local 134 electricians and the electrical contractors of Chicago and Cook County are the choice for your renewable energy needs. All of our professionals undergo extensive training, emphasizing the latest EV, energy storage, and solar solutions, which sets us apart from any competition. Take the uncertainty out of your transition to renewables and let Hiring Chicago deliver the next generation of clean energy to you.
Feels good to be home.
Ashley's Black Friday sale continues this weekend. Friday through Monday, shop limited time doorbusters starting at $199. Plus, get 25% off store-wide on qualifying purchases. The best Black Friday furniture deals are only at Ashley.
can tell by looking on the near side, the stands filled on the Rochester side. That's because Rochester, maybe the shortest trip of any of our teams here. They coming from just outside Springfield here to Normal. And on the other side for St. Lawrence, coming from Burbank, south suburbs of Chicago. It's the first time that St. Lawrence football team has made it to the state finals since 1979. That's when they finished second to Nazareth Academy in 1976. Vikings won a state championship. Well, after the first quarter, 210 yards for Rochester on 23 plays. That's over 9 yards per play, converted 3 out of 3 third down. St. Lawrence only ran 9 plays in that first quarter and committed 4 penalties. Yep, they're only within a touchdown, but this is a big stop right here if St. Lawrence could get it.
Well, those penalties will kill any team in the state championship games.
Marzowski. He may have enough for that first down. So it's interesting. You saw Henry Beaker. You know, you've seen one of the wide receivers about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That time it was Beaker. It's not like the Canadian Football League where you can, be in motion, get a full head start. So basically you're playing 10 on 11.
Well, for the most part, you never know what's going to happen with Rochester. He comes up, and we probably haven't even seen so far any of the trick plays that they have out of these various formations.
Well, they did come up a little bit short. 4th down and 1, the 9th play of this drive for Rochester. It's Parker Gillespie, quarterback. He'll send Marzowski in motion. Gillespie, though, will look to pick his spot. He's at the 5. Parker Gillespie is in with the flag thrown. Just as he crossed the goal line, a penalty flag was thrown.
And what great tempo there by the quarterback. He just sits there and waits for it to open. And Gillespie's going to lose that particular TD. And very fortunate for St. Lawrence.
That changes the perspective. Rather than 4th and 1, it will now be 4th and 11. And it appears as if Rochester has sent their field goal unit on.
Which is unusual for this season. For 13 games, they've only tried 3.
This will be a 34-yard attempt.
Well, his longest is 40, so it's within range.
He has a wind at his back. It has died down a little bit from earlier today. On the hold is Breck Calvert. High snap. He gets it down. Sullivan's kick. Clears it. Not by much, but it counts for 3. And so St. Lawrence kept Rochester out of the end zone. However, the Rockets put 3 on the board and they lead by 10.
Well, psychologically, maybe that's a pretty good stop for St. Lawrence, even though they did score a touchdown, but it was called back. But for them to stop them with only 3 points, that's a big factor in this game, especially for a high-scoring offense like Rochester's. Here's a look at it. Doesn't come that far up in the air. You don't have to move your seat back in your living room because it's not going to get that far. And whoa, that was close.
That was closer than I thought. Yes.
Yeah. He didn't get all the way through that either.
Well, a 17-7 lead for Rochester, and I think the most interesting part following this kickoff is will we see Aaron Ball take the field for St. Lawrence? He injured his ankle on a hit in the last offensive possession for the Vikings.
If we are going to see him, I would be surprised it would be on a kickoff return. We might see him as they come up to the line of scrimmage, possibly.
Remember the last time Rochester kicked off, Tauber returned it 54 yards. A holding call brought it back, however.
Well, special teams are going to be important here for St. Lawrence because they've got to get field position. Because it's not as if their offense is as prolific as Rochester, so they can't afford to be going 80 yards. They need to go 50 yards, maybe 40.
Sullivan again will punch it. Good move to the 35, to the 40. And on the return is Jack Lawson.
And that's the good field position we were just talking about. And psychologically, that's really good for the offense because they're thinking, well, we don't have to go 80 yards. We can score from here. Now, when you're dealing with basically almost half the field as opposed to 80 yards of it. There's ball right there, so they did save him from special teams to put him in on offense here.
This will be just the 10th offensive play run by St. Lawrence compared to 24 for Rochester. Les will put ball on his right hip. Ball gets an immediately big hole, and he's swallowed up, but not until he gets good yardage. He was grabbed and thrown down by Jamal Bramer.
And I think that ankle's okay, because if we look at the replay, you'll see how fast the cut he made after he hit the line of scrimmage. He made a quick cut to the outside, and it told me his ankle's fine.
Picked up 8 yards on that first down carry.
And if his ankle was real bad, they'd be running him straight ahead and not running him off tackle or to the outside.
Three receivers to the left. And that's a first down pickup for Ball.
That's good for St. Lawrence, and that's good for the offensive line for St. Lawrence. Joaquin, Garcia, Fox, Dunleavy, Munoz, real important for them psychologically to think that they can handle the defensive front and or linebackers of Rochester. Catholic League football is always very physical, and usually in the trenches, offensive and defensive lines. And that's what St. Lawrence is banking on, that they can beat the fronts of Rochester.
4th first down of the night for the Vikings. Play action. Les lays it out there again. Nearly an interception by Beaker. Looking for Kyle Richardson. Beaker thought he should have had it.
Good first down call. It not only was a good opportunity to try and get the ball downfield, but also to keep that secondary off the line of scrimmage instead of coming up on almost every play to try and stop Ball from making a big play. You got to throw that pass in there every now and then to keep those defensive backs honest and not them turn them into another run stopper.
Les with 3 attempts. He's completed 1. That was good for a 43-yarder. Big play in the touchdown drive for Laurence. Oh! The hit was on the outside. The hit was on the inside. Rob Francis took a hit. He didn't have the ball, and up the middle, no gain on the play.
Good job by the 3 downmen for for Rochester. You can see good discipline. They have the defensive linemen, those front 3, have no responsibility for those sweeps. Their job is to maintain the integrity of the inside between tackle to tackle, and that's exactly what they did right there.
And that was Lance Ingold on that tackle. And Laurence needs 12 yards for a first down. They've converted 1 of 2 so far tonight. Looking to set up a screen, and too much pressure too quickly. Couldn't get it to Riz. The Rochester defense has forced a 4th down.
When you throw a screen pass, you got to allow the quarterback to set up, and that means that the offensive line that is going to eventually be in the screen must block for a count, 1,001 and 1,002, and then release and get to the outside. That's just enough to slow down that rush, even if it's a step or two, and that allows the quarterback to set up for the screen.
And here at the 45-yard line, St. Lawrence will go for it. They need 12 yards for a first down. Les facing pressure, hit as he throws. And the defense for Rochester will force the turnover on downs.
Well, I don't know if it was the last punt that made St. Lawrence think about doing this, but giving Rochester awful good field position right here.
Boy, the 2 defensive ends, Jack Swaney, number 85, you just saw him, along with Lance Ingold, have really made life tough for number 12, and that is Evan Les. Here comes that defense. Rochester will be the ball when we come back.
Every day, Union Concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial projects in on time and with the highest levels of safety. Visit concreteil.com today to browse Northern Illinois' top union contractors specializing in commercial concrete and find the contractors you need to get your job done right.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and they care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
Welcome back. There are 54 players on the St. Lawrence football team, but the one who never dressed for a game may just be the one that's most important to this team's success. Jaden Aroro has never played a snap for the team, but his spot remains. Aroro was diagnosed last summer with bone cancer after experiencing unusual pain in his left knee. Doctors removed his knee as well as parts of his tibia and femur. Unfortunately, this diagnosis and surgery ended his football career before it even began, but he works out with the team, still attends practice. He's here at the game supporting the rest of his team. And how about this for support, guys? Coach Nissen issued Jaden jersey number 53 to remind him that 53 other players are pulling for him every single day.
Oh, that is awesome. Thanks, Casey. Our best wishes go out to Jaden as he continues to recover from that good positive attitude from that young man.
Those are kind of the stories in high school football. They're sad stories, but they're uplifting stories.
Rochester will start from the 46-yard line, leading by 10. Off the hands of Zuloff. Beaker in trouble. Ooh. Beaker's going down. Oh, my goodness. All the way back to the 20. 26-yard loss, and St. Lawrence, once they saw Beaker in trouble, it was like sharks with blood in the water.
And this is Chamberlain, number 44. They're all putting pressure on Chamberlain. Come in from the bottom of your screen. Really good pursuit right here, forcing him. Big loss for Rochester. That is really a helpful move right there for St. Lawrence.
Here's another one of your formations, Jack. You have a player in the 50s and a player in the 70s split out wide to the left. Three linemen tight. Zuloff with the receiver. They'll throw backwards to him. Gillespie drops it. And that's a free ball.
That was going to be a double pass.
And it is St. Lawrence football at the 15-yard line. Two plays in succession that Rochester mishandled. And the Vikings are in business.
That was definitely going to be a double pass because they had to split in. Went down, broke down as if he was blocking, and then he took off downfield. And I think what happened was that the gentleman that was going to throw the football took his eyes off the ball. Top of your screen, slows down, and then he takes off. And it was going to be a double pass.
Yep, that was Parker Gillespie. As we said, he's a backup quarterback, and you saw him hesitate, like did not go for the ball. And I think he was a little bit confused, thinking, well, it was a pass to me, but nope, it was a lateral. So does St. Lawrence take advantage of this? They get it at the 16-yard line. Just moments ago, Rochester had the ball at the 46. Ball to the outside, makes the cut. Driven down, and he does not go down easily. Let's take a look back one play ago again with this pass.
Now right there, he takes his eyes off the ball because he's looking downfield to the gentleman he's going to throw the ball to. And that was going to be definitely going to be a double pass. But here's what St. Lawrence needs to do here. They cannot get too greedy. They can pick up a first down without scoring, but they need to make sure they get in the end zone, and they can have patience right here. Just trust those offensive linemen.
Nice cut by Ball, is able to stay in his feet. That should have been a loss of about 3 yards, but Aaron Ball thought otherwise.
Well, I guess it's goal. I'm sorry. I thought that it was short of the down to the 4-yard line, but no.
And put it down at the 3. Now it's first down and goal.
I was right. What do you know? What a surprise.
To Les. To Ball.
Touchdown.
To the end zone. Touchdown, St. Lawrence. They jump all over that turnover, and they narrow this margin to 4.
And you got to credit right there that offensive line, because they really did a great job for Aaron Ball there on that drive. Giovanni Fox, Luke Dunleavy, Maximo Munoz. You can see how they're holding him up right there. Number 72, Julio Garcia, does a nice job there. And that's what you have to do. You have to control that line of scrimmage. And on that play, that's what St. Lawrence did.
Bagley for the extra point.
He's 51-52 coming into this ball game.
You'll get another one right there. A loss of 26 on one play, a fumble recovery on another. And then 66 seconds after the turnover, Aaron Ball goes in for the score.
Would you look at that? I'm in the classroom again. But this time, I can apply these skills to make some money. Lots of money.
Have a cough, sore throat, or fever, or need care now for pink eye, a urinary tract infection, or a rash? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Get care in person, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, even holidays, and walk out with a prescription for your care if needed. Make a reservation today or start a virtual visit 24/7. It's just that easy. Find a location near you. osfoncall.org/urgent care.
After wins in the quarterfinal and semifinal last-second fashion, St. Lawrence believes, and they certainly do believe here tonight. You see Aaron Ball sitting on the bench, but moments ago you saw Aaron Ball headed to the end zone and narrow this game to 17-14. You also see right there in the front, Frank Lenti with the dark jacket and the stocking cap. A little pass. Frank Lenti, of course, the longtime head coach at Mount Carmel, 11 state championships from Mount Carmel, now an assistant on his St. Lawrence staff.
Great job by Frank. 34 years at Mount Carmel, the most wins at any one school in the history of the state of Illinois. 374 wins, 77 losses, won 6 prep bowls, 11 Catholic League titles, 11 state titles. He was in the championship game, this championship game, a mind-boggling 16 times, and won 11 of those. His average wins over 34 years at Mount Carmel, he won 11 games a year and only lost 2. That's just absolutely an amazing statistic for a high school football coach.
Here at St. Lawrence, not necessarily involved a lot in game planning, but as you can see right there, he has those words of wisdom among the players, motivational talks.
Frank's a special guy. His high school coaches, he shares with coaches, and he's actually mentoring the staff over there at St. Lawrence.
A little pitch to Beaker. And there again, you saw the little shift where Zulauf came in and all of a sudden jumped behind his center.
They got so many little interesting little concepts that they have, the various formations, and the way they run certain plays.
Here it is, the completion. From the near side, rumbling forward is Jory Myron. Myron, a sophomore, 5'10", 220. He just kind of popped out there, and Zulauf found him.
Well, you know, you got to keep an eye on when you're a defensive player and coach. Which way does the quarterback throw? He's a left-hander. So you got to make sure that when you do your pass rushes or your stunts, you got to know which way he throws the football from.
Following a 20-yard pass and run. Next play goes for no gain.
St. Lawrence has made some big stops in crucial situations. And they've hung in here, and I'm thinking it's kind of surprising Rochester at this point that that they're still with them. They're not used to this.
This will be a pass. Carlson will loft it looking for Gillespie. And good coverage. Ball a little bit overthrown. The coverage, number 19, Jack Callahan.
That was outstanding coverage by Callahan. He never bit on the fake going outside or the running play. And that's what you teach defensive backs. You're not going to make the tackle in the backfield. So why even bother looking that way? Just play your man and you'll be fine. That's exactly what he did.
3rd down and 10. Not a position Rochester finds itself in too often. Zuloff throwing on the run. Beaker makes the catch. Beaker wrestled out of bounds at 31-yard line. 6 catches now for Henry Beaker. He's coming off a semifinal where he had 11, and that is a 1st down for the Rockets.
That was just really a good throw by Zuloff on the run. You can see he actually is really a tough little running quarterback with great agility.
And you're going to see it here on the run up the middle from Zuloff. You know, and the interesting thing they do with Zuloff when he throws the ball is they get him out of the pocket a little bit because, like you said, he's only 5'8", and Derek Leonard said, well, he maybe only 5'6", so he gets out of the view of all these big linemen.
Well, and the fact is that he's a good little athlete and he can run well with the ball, so why not get him out on the edge?
And he was looking to get it to Beaker, who had lined up deep that time, and look at that pile surge forward to the 15-yard line.
He's only 170 pounds. Looked like he was about 270 pounds on that play. He's only a junior. I'm really impressed with how he throws the ball on the run, which you see more and more quarterbacks doing that now when they're coming out of the spread formation. They've got to have the ability to be able to throw on the run, either going left or right.
Zuloff's completed 68% of his passes this year for 2,200 yards. He's thrown 29 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. Those are numbers coming into this game. Here comes the blitz. Running away from it. Brzezowski. The cut at the 5. He's close to the goal line. They'll say he's down inside the 1. 13-yard run. And a 1st down and goal from about 1 foot away.
What a great job of sustaining your blocks downfield, both offensive linemen and receivers. Watch how they lock on and they stay with people and run with people. Oftentimes you'll find lesser talented high school players, they'll hit somebody and then they let them go. There you saw Rochester lock on and run with them.
The snap went to Gillespie. The handoff went to Brzezowski, and he's in. Touchdown run for Nolan Brzezowski. 1-yard run, and Rochester answers the St. Laurence score.
Good job by that offensive line of Reese, Myron, Milliron, and Lyons and Dwyer. Especially when you get down inside the 10, you can see right here a little bit of a shove, but you can see where the linemen are. They're in the end zone, and that's crucial for the surge for the running back.
Sullivan with that kick block, and that sets at a 9-point difference. Well, it was a blocked extra point in the second overtime against Wheaton Academy that got St. Laurence there, and they come up with a key block right there.
I think oftentimes people take for granted extra points. And especially at the high school level, you cannot afford to do that. Yeah, maybe you can with the pros and in college, but high school, you got the center's got to make a good snap, the holder's got to put it down, and the kicker's got to do it. You got 3 aspects to that.
I think that was number 3, Corey Tauber, that got the block on that.
Well, it'll be interesting here if St. Laurence can do something with the last 4:55. They can get some points off, no matter what it is, a field goal or a touchdown. And going into halftime, look out. We're going to have a heck of a second half.
Well, because this is a team that believes if they keep it close, get us down to that last quarter. That's exactly what they have done here in the postseason.
Well, coming into the postseason, Jim, you know, the thing is, Dave, what gets me is they had 3 losses, and those 3 losses were to teams where they should have lost. And I hate to say it that way, but they played 8 playoff teams. you know, and you come in and you got 3 losses. Those were good football teams they played.
Well, you had St. Rita played in a prep bowl today. You had Montini and Wheaton St. Francis that were in the semifinals in the state football tournament here, as Tauber is able to spin away from one tackle, can't get away from another. Ball pops loose. And this will be Rochester ball. I don't think he was down, and they'll say it is a fumble recovery for Rochester as Tauber gives it up on a kickoff return.
Well, just as we were talking about St. Laurence being able to make a drive here,
there's a penalty flag sitting at about the 23-yard line. This is second effort by Tauber that results in a fumble. It just popped loose on him. Recovery was by Bryce Cook.
It definitely was a fumble because the ball was gone when he was laying on top of. He hadn't been down.
There's a block in the back. On the return, that penalty is declined. It would be white ball.
This is an awful lot of time for Rochester. 4:44. Awful lot of time.
And so a block in the back on this return right there, I believe, is where they were going to get it. Actually, it was not just popped out of his arms, it was knocked out. And is there another fumble? It will be Rochester ball. Beaker with the carry up the middle.
St. Laurence is very physical because with all that misdirection, I mean, it can be confusing as to where you want to go. If you read your keys, you're okay. But Rochester is really very quick with a lot of formations.
This is the most physical team that Rochester has played this season. Rosowski, tough going up the middle. Rosowski with his 8th carry of the night. Takes it to the 25.
Two down territory here for Rochester.
Rochester 4 of 5 on third down. Zuloff is not going to get it this time. Did his knee touch or did it not?
Didn't look like it.
Nope, his knee did not touch. But he will be short of the first down. About a yard short.
He's a tough little kid. Watch this effort right here. Just he bounces right off. He never went down. He was on top of the potential tackler.
4th and a yard. Rosowski behind Zuloff.
I think he'll call a timeout here.
Yeah, they've tried twice now to get Laurence to jump.
He's got to call a timeout.
And the clock goes to 0, and that timeout called right then. So 3 chances. St. Laurence did not bite. Busy day here at Hancock Stadium. We got things started at 10 o'clock this morning. The 1A championship. Congratulations to the Panthers from Camp Point Central, first state football championship. They shut out Lena Winslow. Lena Winslow bidding for its 4th straight title. In 2A, Wilmington broke open a close game, ended up defeating Athens. First trip to the finals for Athens, but it's Wilmington, the 28-3 win. And then if you weren't around for that Byron Mount Carmel game, I would suggest you go back and try to find it. That's right, 69-7, a dominating performance by Byron, defeating Mount Carmel. And that Mount Carmel, of course, from southeastern Illinois, just on the Indiana border. And, of course, you see the score here as we about 3 minutes away from halftime at Hancock Stadium. 4 more games tomorrow. We'll start at 10 o'clock once again. Jackie will be here with Matt Rodewald, and you will have yourself a whale of a ball game in 5A.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to tomorrow completely. There's all good games, good matchups, and we've got a pretty good matchup right here.
Tomorrow we'll start with Joliet Catholic Academy against Nazareth Academy, followed by Cary Grove and East St. Louis. Downers Grove North will take on Mount Carmel from Chicago, and then we'll cap it off with a rematch from last year, Loyola and Lincoln Way East. And you are right about the matchup here tonight. This is pretty crucial right here for St. Lawrence. 4th down and 1. They're going to go straight up the gut, and that's enough for a first down and more.
There was quite a surge right there.
Eli Carlson. Acceleration out of the backfield. As you said, that surge from the offensive line.
They do a good job by bringing in extra tight ends, play as wing backs and blocking backs.
To the near side, and Beaker has a blocker in front of him, uses that block. Drags another man forward to the 4-yard line.
One thing you'll notice about the Rochester running backs is they get a lot of yardage after the initial hit. And that always tells me something about their conditioning, their strength, and their leg drive. Let's see right here. There's one hit right there. Keeps driving. He got another 4 or 5 yards out of that.
Marzowski gets the handoff from Gillespie, and he will take it in. So Rochester capitalizes on the fumble on the kickoff return. A 4-yard touchdown run for Marzowski. And the lead has gone to 15.
Well, we talked about continually about what good teams do when they get field position and a turnover. And all day today, we've seen that, and we've seen it here in this game. Turnovers that result in scores, and turnovers in field position situations result in scores.
They'll go for 2 after having the previous extra point block. Zuloff lofts it for Ingold, and he answered the 2-point conversion. Lance Ingold came free. Zuloff found him. 31-14.
Good job right there, showing complete flow in one direction. And Ingold just hesitates at the top of your screen and comes back down below. Right there, you see him going back across. And the linebacker's supposed to have him. And when you see that kind of delay, that linebacker for an instant, top of your screen, kick, and then come back. And there's your touchdown right up the gut with a good block by Lance Ingold, who got the 2-point conversion.
So in a span of about 2.5 minutes, Rochester has scored a couple of touchdowns.
Is that punishment, or is that some sort of a victory push-up?
Well, if it were punishment, they've been punished a lot this season. 33 yards in 6 plays, only took 2:07 on that touchdown drive. Rochester, 5 of 5. Red zone tonight.
And keeping things in perspective for Rochester and what they've been doing all year long in their 13-game schedule, which has been undefeated. They average 51 points a game. They've got 31 right now. They run the ball about 29 times a game for 221 yards. That's a 7.6 average. They pass the ball about 17 times, complete 11 for 198 yards. And by my math totals, that's a total offense of 419 yards on 46 plays for a 9-1 average.
They've made it look pretty easy here tonight. And another fumble. The hit was late on that time. Jamal Bramer with the hit. The return was from Connor Engstrom. But it will be St. Lawrence ball. They'll have it in Rochester territory with 2 minutes and 24 seconds to work with.
That would have been a terrible blow right there had they given the ball up. But you can see he's carrying the ball on the wrong side. He's carrying it towards the tacklers. It should be in the other hand towards the sidelines. So that play couldn't happen.
Well, that really would have been disastrous with 2:24 to play. However, this almost becomes a must score here before halftime for the Vikings. Get a good look. Number 12 there, Evan Less, the senior quarterback. Straight up the middle to ball.
And the problem right now with St. Lawrence's offense is there's not been much more than Aaron Ball this first half. They haven't been able to get the ball down the field as far as throwing the ball. The secondary from Rochester has been very effective. And the defensive down 3 linemen for Rochester have put an awful lot of pressure on Evan Less.
Good look at Less and ball. Less to keep it. Nice cut. Has his feet cut out from underneath him. It's Mason Jacobs, number 16, that elevated Less.
Got the first down.
St. Laurence with all 3 timeouts remaining. You may want to pick up the pace a little bit here. Engstrom split wide to the right. 2 receivers here to the near left side. Ball will look to get to the corner. That's a tough matchup against Beaker. And then he gets help. Jamal Bramer. As Beaker slowed up ball, Bramer finished him off.
That's good edge speed right there, where they know the main thing that they've got to do if they want to win this ball game and control St. Lawrence's offense is to control the run game. I would think their game plan probably is stop ball, control the run game, force them to throw the ball.
St. Lawrence takes a timeout with 67 seconds left to play in a half. Halftime, we will hear from head coach Derek Leonard, assuming this 17-point lead holds through the last 67 seconds. Then we'll go back to the studios where Darius Joshua, along with Edgy Tim O'Halloran, have been holding fort all day long. There's Adam Nissen. Nissen, no stranger to the state championship ball game. He's a native of Iowa, came to the Chicago area. In fact, one of his coaching stops was at Mount Carmel. But in terms of championship games, he was the athletic director at IC Catholic. Part of that run by IC Catholic a few years ago. Also coached at Clemente, Urban Prep. Lawless Coach of the Year this year.
And one of the reasons why Frank Lenti is on the sideline with them is because Frank Lenti was his mentor when he was at Mount Carmel. Frank helped him with his coaching and just kind of helped him all the way through as far as teaching and coaching and those type of things. And that's why he has Frank with him to help out his coaches now.
Second down, nothing there for Less, except he'll take it up the middle. Good decision. Now St. Lawrence will get to the line in a hurry. Under a minute to play in this first half.
See, that's one of the tough things when the quarterback goes to the sideline as opposed to how Rochester calls their plays. They don't have to take up any time between the quarterback going from sideline to sideline.
Third down. Ball takes a beating every time he pounds it up the middle.
They're zeroed in on him. He's a tough running back. He's got, you can tell, kind of a gimpy ankle, but he's still running hard.
Gets a first down on that one.
Timeout by St. Lawrence, I would think.
Here is what it looks like for tomorrow. We hope you've enjoyed your day today. You still have a half to play here. It starts at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Nazareth Academy. Interesting. Defending state champs, however, lost first 4 games of the season. 5-loss team getting into the playoffs. They'll take on Joliet Catholic Academy, East St. Louis, and Cary Grove. Remember that game a couple of years ago? Maybe the greatest game in IHSA championship history? Well, different players, but it's the same 2 teams, East St. Louis and Cary Grove. Mount Carmel been on an absolute roll. 12-1, their only loss coming in week 9 to Loyola, taking on Downers Grove North. And then we wrap it up with a pair of 13-0 teams, Lincoln Way East and Loyola Academy. Jack, do you know that the last 8 quarters that Lincoln Way East and Loyola Academy have played, total combined score of 16-3?
Well, they both play in tough leagues, and they're both extremely, extremely well coached.
Big day of football tomorrow. We still have to get through a half plus 36 seconds here in this one. Going to you from Hancock Stadium and campus of Illinois State University. Less will flip it. He has a man open. Nice move at the 15 and brought down. He got it to Rob Francis. Time here for the Vikings.
And even if they don't score here, their field goal kicker is relatively accurate. He's 10 of 14, his longest being 48 yards. So they utilize their kicker, and he's certainly within his range right now if they don't score a touchdown.
First down and goal from the 10. Ball bursts through the middle. Let's see where they give him forward progress.
Timeout quickly.
Still have one timeout remaining, and St. Laurence will use it right here with 23 seconds left. So the game goes to the 7, and this will become interesting, right? Because you've got yourself second down and goal to go from the 7. No timeouts remaining. You have to decide where am I going to get my offense on the field in a hurry if I don't score, or can I run my field goal unit on quick enough?
Well, the only thing that's going to stop it is a pass. And, you know, right now we're talking about they have not been able to run the ball very effectively inside the tackles. So if they were to run the ball now and not score, they don't have any timeouts left. But if they throw the ball, let's say sprint out, have an RPO, run pass option, there's an opportunity to run a couple more plays. So I think I'm pretty sure that they're obviously aware of that, and they might want to do that because they've got a quarterback that's pretty mobile right there in Evan Less. And if he doesn't get it, he can throw it out of bounds and stop the clock.
He's 2 of 6 in the air tonight. With 23 seconds left in the half. Les will have to get rid of it. Throws it up. Incomplete. And that stops the clock with 19 seconds.
And at backside, he really got drilled just as he threw the football.
Oh, he hung in there as long as he could. Good awareness, though. He could not take a sack there.
Probably I have not been keeping track of this, but probably their last 7 or 8 plays have all gone to the right. And, you know, Rochester might be aware of that also, but, you know, a bootleg here or something coming back to the left after a play action. Because they got the short side of the field to the right.
A flag thrown and delay of game.
Well, they didn't have a timeout left. Nope, it's delay of game.
So you would not necessarily say this is a bad penalty. It opens up the field a little bit here.
The field is not as deep as it is wide down here because the defense is playing with a 12th man, which is the end zone. And offensively, you got more things to do here with the width of the field than you did when you were up a lot closer. Now they can spread them out a little more by formation, which they've done here. They got double receivers on both sides of the field.
Looking right.
Wide open.
Throwing right. Corner and a bit too much. He was open for a moment. That was Francis. And that will bring on field goal kicker Colin Bagley.
And he's not out of range here, as we mentioned. His longest is 48. He's 10 of 14 coming into this game. And usually, you know, when you talk about kickers, I mean, he's 51 of 52 coming into this game as far as extra points. So he's got an awful lot of accuracy in that foot.
We'll put it right down at the 20-yard line. It'll be a 30-yard field goal. Bagley's kick is up, and he nails it. Put 3 on the board with 12 seconds left for St. Laurence, and they've got the lead at 31-17.
Now you come up with a pooch kick and then go into halftime and make your adjustments. Let's see where that goes. It's barely in there, but it's in there. That's all that counts. It's amazing, I think, in high school football how the kicking game has emerged. And they're all, you never, and I'll say this, you'll never see straight-on kickers. They're all soccer kickers. So obviously the coaches have gone in and they've recruited out of their PE classes and the soccer teams because these soccer kids can really kick.
Well, all the kicking camps now and many opportunities to own your skills. So Adam Nissen, who also doubles as the offensive coordinator, wanted 7, but he'll take 3, just down by a couple of touchdowns. And you look back at those back-to-back touchdowns scored to Wierzowski, a couple of touchdown runs, and the second one came right after a fumble on a kickoff return. St. Lawrence will get the ball to start the second half. There's Henry Beaker. He's been busy tonight all over the field.
He's shown a lot of versatility. He's got really good speed.
All-stater. Bagley's not going to give anybody a chance for a clean return here. Clock will stop with 8 seconds left. What does Rochester want to do here? See who they... Zuloff is out there.
I don't think they're going to do anything.
Nope.
Really extraordinarily long. Well, they sure look bigger than 237 pounds on that front flank.
Yes. That's how our first half will come to a close. Now remember, we had a 14-0 game in the first game, and then it was 28-3. Then we had 69 points. We've got 48 points here at halftime of this one. Both teams have been effective in the red zone. Rochester scoring all 5 times they've been there. St. Lawrence has been inside the red zone 3 times. They have scored each time. Casey Stanahar is with Derek Leonard from Rochester.
Coach Leonard, your defense, what adjustments do you want to make in the second half?
You know, we're playing good. You know, it's our offense that won bad series gave 7 points, and our kickoff teams gave 3. And so we fixed those 2 things. You know, I think defense is playing well. You know, they're a good team out of the Catholic League, but I think they think, you know, we're pretty physical. We're doing good. Offensively, we keep moving it. We just can't. That one series was awful.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about your offense. The diversity of this offense has kept St. Lawrence on their heels. What misdirections have been working for you?
You know all of them. Just, going fast and just trying to play our style of game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Darius, we'll send it back to you in Chicago.
Thank you, Casey. A 31-17 lead here at Rochester at the halftime break. Really, as he mentioned, Coach Leonard there mentioned, they really only had the one bad offensive drive. Otherwise, they scored every time they had the ball.
Just intense. A lot of intensity in this game and kind of back and forth. And we talked about tempo. And, you know, I thought, you know, for St. Lawrence to be successful, it would be them controlling tempo. It's kind of Rochester controlling tempo here. So kind of back and forth. But here's the one thing we notice. St. Lawrence, what have they done all year? They hang around. And right now, they're hanging around. So it's going to be an interesting second half.
You said it so yourself that it's very important for them to get that field goal at the end of the half just to get something out of that. They'll be getting the ball when the second half starts as well. Of course, we'll show you the highlights from this first half and also talk about the rest of the day as well coming up later here at halftime. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
Attention high school students. If you're tired of hearing the same old college debt story, we've got an exciting alternative for you. Join the Mid-America Carpenters Union and let your career dreams take flight. You can earn great pay, enjoy no-cost health insurance, and secure a stable retirement, all with no college debt and an elite career that's here to stay. It's time to build your future your way. Ready to carve your path to success? Contact the Mid-America Carpenters Union today to learn how you can unleash your potential.
Prepare for the holidays with great Black Friday deals at Menards. We have the perfect gifts for your family and friends, or to help finish your projects, both big and small. Now's the perfect time to hurry in and get these amazing stocking stuffers and other fantastic gifts. Menards Black Friday deals are so great that even Santa himself can't resist.
4 seasons greetings to you all from Menards.
Imagine
going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can go from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is a spirit of thousands of Salukis. Capture this moment and go forward together.
You never know when you might be involved in an accident, so please put my number in your phone, 312-60000. Injury law made personal, that's Aiken Law.
The IHSA, committed to keeping student-athletes safe. Through educational initiatives and national partnerships, we're going the distance to develop safer protocols for our teams. Plus, we continue to improve scheduling and conditioning to reduce injuries from preseason through each state championship. 31 sports, 350,000 student athletes, and one goal, player safety. The IHSA, the future plays here.
Welcome back to the IHSA TV network. Darius Joshua here. Edgy Tim O'Halloran here with you to take you through the halftime here. 31-17, Rochester over St. Lawrence here in this game. Both teams have really been able to move the ball in this contest, but Rochester the one being a little more efficient and taking the most out of their opportunity.
Yeah, and they have, and again, it's just getting those opportunities and being able to, as we said, take advantage of it. And so far, Rochester, but we've got a whole other half here to play, so there's going to be some swings back and forth here. Opening kick, very interesting with St. Lawrence getting the opening kick here in the second half. You almost, I don't want to say it's a must score, but you want to see something positive off this first possession in the second half.
It certainly seems that way because both teams have taken advantage of each time they've had the ball scoring in this one. It's been pretty much a back and forth swing already in the first half. Let's show you the highlights of this one. That's been a pretty exciting one so far. Here, midway through the first quarter, already 7-0 Rochester. St. Lawrence moving the ball. Evan Lest to Katie McHugh. A huge passing play, 43-yard catch. That sets off Les to cap off the drive with a touchdown to tie it at 7. Second long for Rochester, 17-7 at this point. One of the few mistakes, they had 2 back-to-back negative plays, including a fumble here from Parker Gillespie on a backwards pass. That leads to a touchdown to make it 17-14. But then on the ensuing kickoff, after Rochester would score again, a fumble here from Corey Tabor breaking up the tackle, and then he fumbles as Bryce Cook recovers. Rochester would get a score there once again as they then pull away for a 31-17 lead. Really, St. Lawrence gave Rochester an extra possession after that one because both teams have scored each time they have had the ball other than one possession.
Yeah, they have, and again, second half, I think you're looking at, if you are Rochester, the playbook has been pretty good. It's worked pretty well. I mean, you had the one strange pass with the fumble, but you know, that's Derek. I guess it's the lonesome polecat is the one format that I can remember that play being. And outside of that, I mean, St. Lawrence, as we talked about, something positive here early in the third quarter. Hang around, hang around, hang around, hang around, and scare everybody at Rochester. The longer they can hang around, good things happen for St. Lawrence. They have all playoff-wise.
And with St. Lawrence, they lost Aaron Ball for a brief moment there in the first half, but he comes back in, capitalizes with a touchdown on that possession after they got the fumble. What do you see from them kind of in this on that first possession?
Keep him healthy. Got to have him, no doubt about it. He's been one of your 2 main weapons offensively, and you've got to have Aaron Ball firing off here in the second half.
St. Lawrence will be getting the ball to start the second half, and they could make it a one-possession game right away here. More to come here at halftime of our 4A championship game, a 31-17 lead for Rochester as the Rockets are leading here at halftime. More to come. We'll be right back.
The IHSA Football State Championships are being brought to you in part by Ashley Furniture, America's #1 furniture and mattress retail brand. Northern Illinois University, where your future is our focus. Visit niu.edu. Get Covered Illinois. Your health coverage starts here. Open enrollment ends January 15th. And by Powering Chicago.
Feels good to be home.
Ashley's Black Friday sale continues this weekend. Friday through Monday, shop limited time doorbusters starting at $1.99. Plus, get 25% off store-wide on qualifying purchases. The best Black Friday furniture deals are only at Ashley.
Wait, stop scrolling. I'm here to help.
For what?
The ACA Health Insurance Marketplace open enrollment is here. You can find a health plan that works for you and your family, or change your current plan through GetCoveredIllinois.gov. Certified local navigators like myself can help you enroll and find out if you qualify for financial help.
I really need to do that.
That's why I'm here. Don't change that profile pic. You look great. Open enrollment ends January 15th.
Feels good to be home. Ashley's Black Friday sale continues this weekend. Friday through Monday, shop limited time doorbusters starting at $1.99. Plus, get 25% off store-wide on qualifying purchases. The best Black Friday furniture deals are only at Ashley.
Saturday on CW26, Chicago area teams battle for glory. Kicking off at 10 with Nazareth Academy and Joliet Catholic. Then at 1, Cary Grove takes on East St. Louis. At 4, it's Downers Grove North versus Mount Carmel. Then at 7, Loyola Academy takes on Lincoln Way East on CW26. It's TV news like you've never seen before. On the Block, powered by Block Club Chicago. Thursday at 7 on The U.
Welcome back. What a day it's been here, Edgy. What a day it has been here on the Championship Friday. 3 champions already crowned, halfway to crowning our 4th champion of the day. As you look back at the full schedule from the day, Camp Wood Central getting their first ever state title with a 14-0 win in the 1A game. Wilmington getting their 3rd ever state title with a dominant second half in the 2A championship. And Byron, of course, having the most dominant performance that we've ever seen in a 3A state title game, coming away with their 3rd championship. And Rochester looking to go 9-0 in championship games with a 31-17 lead here in the 4A championship. 4 more games tomorrow. If you couldn't get enough today, a lot more coming up tomorrow. Nazareth Academy looking to go back-to-back in 5A. The 6A championship, a rematch of 2021 between those two schools. East St. Louis looking to go back-to-back as well in that game. Mount Carmel of Chicago, another dominant team as well, looking to get another championship in the 7A championship. And then Lincoln and Loyola Academy, that is another rematch as well in 8A.
8A for me. Ali, Frazier, standing in the middle of the ring, throwing haymakers. That will top off a tremendous Saturday.
Yeah, Loyola Academy getting the 13-3 win in that championship game a year ago. Those teams have met several times over the last several years, so we already know that tomorrow will be another good day. We'll see how this day finishes up here in 4A. Here's one of the big plays from Henry Beaker. Rochester up 31-17 at the half.
Attention high school students. If you're tired of hearing the same old college debt story, we've got an exciting alternative for you. Join the Mid-America Carpenters Union and let your career dreams take flight. You can earn great pay, enjoy no-cost health insurance, and secure a stable retirement, all with no college debt and an elite career that's here to stay. It's time to build your future your way. Ready to carve your path to success? Contact the Mid-America Carpenters Union today to learn how you can unleash your potential.
Prepare for the holidays with great Black Friday deals at Menards. We have the perfect gifts for your family and friends, or to help finish your projects, both big and small. Now's the perfect time to hurry in and get these amazing stocking stuffers and other fantastic gifts. Menards Black Friday deals are so great that even Santa himself can't resist.
4 seasons greetings to you all from Menards.
Imagine going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can go from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is a spirit of thousands of Salukis. Capture this moment and go forward together.
$31-17 here at halftime, and the halftime stats are brought to you by Liuna. Start your career in construction today at LiunaCareers.com. NFHS.org. 14-point lead for the Rockets. What sticks out to you from these stats?
Rochester, 187 yards rushing. Did not expect to see that, but again, the backs have done a terrific job, and the running game has really carried Rochester to this point. So we'll see, maybe a bit more of the passing game, but it's been run day here. There's no doubt. It's all been about the run today.
Hey, but we do have a passing touchdown in this game, so that is
Finally.
allowed. It is allowed. It is possible. We have seen that. That would tie the game up at 7 each of these days. Both sides have thrown the ball a little bit in this first half as well, so we'll see if anybody opens it up here in the second half. One of the biggest pass plays of the first half coming from St. Lawrence here. Caden McHugh getting a nice dart over the middle. 31-17 here at halftime. Second half coming up when we come back.
Feels good to be home. Ashley's Black Friday sale continues this weekend. Friday through Monday, shop limited time doorbusters starting at $1.99. Plus, get 25% off store-wide on qualifying purchases. The best Black Friday furniture deals are only at Ashley.
Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this, because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. Stop penalty fees, avoid liens, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call the Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-756-1285 and get the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called, and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes, and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
We save millions of dollars in tax debt every year, and we can help you. Call right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, or other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call 800-756-1285. 800-756-1285.
Feels good to be home. Ashley's Black Friday sale continues this weekend. Friday through Monday, shop limited time doorbusters starting at $1.99. Plus, get 25% off store-wide on qualifying purchases. The best Black Friday furniture deals are only at Ashley.
Saturday on CW26, Chicago area teams battle for glory. Kicking off at 10 with Nazareth Academy and Joliet Catholic. Then at 1, Cary Grove takes on East St. Louis. At 4, it's Downers Grove North versus Mount Carmel. Then at 7, Loyola Academy takes on Lincoln Way East on CW26.
Who are you, George Costanza?
I'm the Ben, Lord of the Idiots. Art Vanderlyn. That's who I am. Who am I?
Seinfeld, tonight at 10 and 10:30.
There is your halftime score, just moments away from getting started in the third quarter. A 2-touchdown lead for Rochester over St. Lawrence here in your Class 4A state championship ball game. Dave Bernhardt along with Jack McInerney with you, and you heard Edgy talking about the number that jumped out to him on the stat sheet was the running game. And for Rochester, that running game has been led by Nolan Murzowski. He has had a couple of touchdowns here, and he's obviously been a big factor all year. He's done it again here tonight.
Well, he's keeping Rochester in the game from the standpoint of showing balance, which makes it very difficult for St. Lawrence to defend because, first of all, they're throwing out so many formations that they have to make the adjustments. And then when they know they have a quarterback that's so effective, then his running game has just been pounding up inside. And a great job right there by the offensive line. And that's what's been so effective also is their offensive line has really been dominant so far.
You know, you talk about pounding it up there. This has been a hard-hitting football game. There's been no question about that. Both teams maybe as physical a teams they've played all year.
Well, there's no doubt about it. When you find a team that comes out of the Catholic League, you're going to expect to be physical because they just play the line of scrimmage extremely tough. They tackle well in the open field. Week after week, they play physical games. But then they come down and they see a Rochester team that has a lot more finesse, let's say, than a lot of the Catholic League teams. And that's the difference right now.
Well, the man from the Catholic League is the head coach for St. Lawrence. That's Adam Nissen, and he's with Casey Standahar.
Coach Nissen, your offense has been gritty, trying to narrow the margin. How can you continue to chip away at this Rochester team?
We just got to keep doing what we're doing. You know, they're a good defense. I think we're playing pretty good up front. You know, we're not really playing our best football, but we made some adjustments that I think we'll be okay in the second half.
What adjustments are you making in the second half?
We just got to be better. We just got to be better. You know, we have some plays out there. We left some plays on the field. You know, I think we got the guys in the right positions. We just got to execute.
A state title still within reach, Coach. Good luck. Thank you. Dave, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Casey. As Adam Nissen, and I really love the word that Casey used there as she started that interview, gritty. And I feel like that really defines what St. Lawrence is.
I agree completely. They hang in there. They came back after that first touchdown. They've actually made it a game. The scoreboard is a little off as far as how close the game's been. There's been a few things that Rochester's done that St. Lawrence didn't see in the regular season, but Rochester's very explosive. And if St. Lawrence can kind of calm down a little bit and be able to make adjustments to those formations, they're going to be in the ball games just the way they are right now.
Anything that surprised you, or is this pretty much how you thought things could go?
Actually, I thought that Rochester might be a little more explosive than they have been. So that's a credit to St. Lawrence, no doubt about it.
Yet you see 31 points on the board, a couple of extra numbers. 42 plays to 27 for St. Lawrence. Rochester at that advantage. They've doubled up the first downs, and time of possession about 3 minutes longer for Rochester than St. Lawrence. Well, you've got some interesting stuff there, too.
Well, the thing to me that's interesting, I've always harped on first down being so crucial because it's so very important to get 3 or 4 yards on first down. Rochester has run 21 plays on first down, and they have gotten all the yardages. It's 130 total yards on first down, and that's excluding the 26 yards that they lost in that big sack that they had. St. Lawrence has only had 27 yards on 27 total plays.
Flag thrown. A return by Aiden Ginn. This flag is dropped at about the 43-yard line. The return was near the 35.
You know, you were talking about what kind of is the difference. St. Lawrence doesn't have as many explosive players as Rochester does. Rochester has a little more balance in their offense, and by balance I mean not only their formations that they spread you out in, but also the personnel that's so explosive.
On the return, 31 black holding. It'll be enforced here, 10 yards. First down.
That hurts.
So we start the second half with the 6th penalty on St. Lawrence. And a couple of crucial ones early in this ball game. They'll start from the 25.
Oftentimes, you'll find that when you look back on it, where did penalties occur, how they occur, and the result is the big thing is the kind of field position that they forced another team to be into.
Well, this penalty took away 10 yards for St. Lawrence. It is first down and 10. A little hesitation from Ball. Nearly was able to squirt through, but he picks up 5. It's almost an automatic, isn't it, for Aaron Ball? Give me the ball, give me 5 to 7 yards.
Well, he runs a lot harder than I thought he does. I mean, I never saw him in person before today. I saw him on film, but that oftentimes doesn't give you the right perspective. He's 205 pounds. He's pretty quick, and he does not go usually down in that first hit.
Came into this game 1,484 yards rushing and a 7.3 yard per carry. He picks up 5 on first down. Les puts it in the belly, pulls it out. Les nearly has his sleeve taken out. I don't think I've ever seen that.
No, I thought when that one went long, the other one would come up shorter.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen that way. That's good seamanship. This is really something. You talk about an arm tackle. Look at this.
Oh,
you know, in some states, that's illegal.
That was Jack Sweeney that grabbed it whole and hung out and twisted. Oh, it would take me 5 minutes to readjust my shirt after that. The ball picks up a first down.
Yeah, this is what they need to do. Just shoulder poise, get a little confidence in that offense, move the football effectively.
No, I have to believe that the goal is not necessarily, okay, we're going to score 2 quick touchdowns, but I think St. Lawrence will be very happy to go into the fourth quarter down by just 1 score based on how they have believed in themselves. In fact, all season long, it's kind of been an us versus them. They've been picked to lose so many games this year that they come out and win. I believe that they just feel like, you know what, we don't mind being underdogs. That ball may have been a lateral. Nope, they're going to say incomplete pass. That was close. The intended receiver was Harley Riz.
That's why on a ball like that, anything that's thrown behind the line of scrimmage, the backs have always got to play it as a live ball until they hear the whistle.
We were looking straight down on that. That was very close.
And see, it's behind him now. See how he gives up on the play right there. You got to watch it because if the officials didn't see the right angle, that could be a fumble or considered a lateral.
We've seen that twice here tonight in this game. Fumble. Rochester has it.
That's what St. Lawrence did not need on their first drive.
Big early turnover here in the first 3 minutes.
And the other part of it is a big turnover and good field position, all combined. It'd be one thing if it was a turnover and down and about, the 20 or 30 yard line, but here to get a turnover basically at midfield, you can't do that with a team like Rochester because they'll take advantage of it.
That was Jack Swaney that popped that ball loose. Injured player for St. Lawrence, Henry Beaker, comes up with the ball. When we come back, Rochester will have it, working on a 2-touchdown lead.
Tomorrow, I'll be making a difference in the classroom. Tonight, I'll be making memories with the dance team.
I'm expressing myself with my poetry and with my hands.
I'm providing for my patients and for my community.
At NIU, you'll go places as unique as you, with the resources and support to get you there. Join us and start writing your story today.
Powering Chicago's IBEW Local 134 electricians and the electrical contractors of Chicago and Cook County are the choice for your renewable energy needs. All of our professionals undergo extensive training, emphasizing the latest EV, energy storage, and solar solutions, which sets us apart from any competition. Take the uncertainty out of your transition to renewables and let Powering Chicago deliver the next generation of clean energy to you.
Two things in that picture that St. Lawrence fans do not like to see: the score and then number 6, Aaron Ball, limping off the field. We saw him get his ankle banged up earlier. This one certainly looks worse, more pain for the 1,500-yard rusher on the season. Here's the play. Resulted in a fumble, and somewhere in the bottom of that pile, he got all twisted up. But Rochester will have it at the 43-yard line.
Got a lot of people on the ball when he carries it. A lot of game tackling, a lot of people going after him.
Well, not a good start here for St. Lawrence. A penalty and a fumble. Good field position for Rochester. Looking for their 9th state championship in 9 tries. Zuloff, they're going to look to go big. Man open, Beaker couldn't hang on. It was right there.
That one will be tough to live down. They'll be walking through the cafeteria and people will be dropping their trays. And they'll be saying, remember that. And you can say that in this kind of a ball game because he's the first one to admit it. But the rest of the student body is going to let him know it. That's just how it is in high school. And nobody feels worse about it than he does.
And he knows that may have been about as catchable a ball as he's had all year. The quick slant comes to Mason Jacobs.
More and more people now are running that slant screen to the middle of the field as opposed to the outside of the field. Because then they can leave those linemen sit in there and bring the back to them.
Rosowski off right tackle. Tauber hits in first. Rosowski carries Tauber and a couple others inside the 30. They'll pick up the chains and move them. Another first down.
Rochester seems to like to run the ball at you for a play or two and then go with that play action and hit you big.
There's your play action. There's big. There's Bruce. There's a touchdown. just as you called, Mr. McInerney. 30-yard touchdown pass from Zuloff to Cannon Bruce.
Now, the cornerback was confused because Rochester had another back about 10 yards back of the line of scrimmage, and he thought it was going to be another double pass. Down at the bottom of your screen, right there, coming into play, is the guy that the corner thought was going to be the guy they were going to throw it to, and he left his coverage, and wide open down in the middle of the field at the sideline is Cannon Bruce. Touchdowns don't get any easier than that for a receiver.
That's actually two passes that were wide open. One dropped and one goes in. And that ball just kicked right into the line. So 2 missed extra points here tonight for Rochester. The score remains a 20-point difference at 37-17. Once again, the play action.
Kind of a trick situation just by formation, not by action, but by formation, which threw off St. Lawrence's secondary coverage, and you get a wide open receiver in the end zone, Cannon Bruce.
Bruce's 8th touchdown reception of the season. A couple of big plays here early. St. Lawrence finds themselves in a rough spot right now.
Rochester's a fun football team to watch from the standpoint of the things that they do offensively. And I really do believe this. When I had them a couple years ago down here, they had probably 3 times as many formations as they've shown you tonight. And I think in many cases it depends on who they're playing with what they want to show you offensively, because Lawrence is running a certain defense, and that's all they need to do, because Lawrence runs a 4-2-5, so they're just doing a little more up front than they are deeper this time.
Rochester's been able to keep the ball away from Riz. He's deep in the middle of the field. Again with it. Takes a hit. Up to the 33-yard line.
Rochester's pretty active defensively, and they've been like that all year long. I mean, we're talking about, a team that averages 51 yards or 51 points a game, and they only give up 9.7 over a period of 13 games. That's pretty good defense.
We're talking about a margin of victory of almost 42 points per game over the course of the season.
And we thought Byron was similar. I mean, you're looking at Rochester, which is not exactly the same, but pretty close.
Direct snap, and snap will go to Corey Less. So Corey Less and Evan Less, are they brothers? They sure are. Evan is senior, Corey is sophomore. In fact, this season it was in round 1 when Corey caught a pass from his brother Evan. That's the first time ever those two have ever connected at any level on a touchdown pass together.
Well, it's good that they share the ball occasionally.
I remember Aaron, speaking of ball, Aaron Ball is not in there. Harley Riz, who Adam Nissen said could start on 90% of the teams, is in there. This pass completion will go to Caden McHugh. He caught a 43-yard pass early in this game. He'll get to the 40, not much of a gain there, and it'll be 3rd down and 3.
I was really impressed on that play, how fast Rochester's defense recovered to that particular play. Off the inside fake, they kind of closed, and then they threw the ball out for the outside screen, and they were on it within a step or two. Very impressive.
St. Lawrence 3 of 6 on 3rd down, and they need a conversion here. Riz gets the call, and he may have been turned back. It looked like he was headed for a 1st down, and somebody just muscled him back for a loss, actually about a yard short of a 1st down.
Well, that front, defensive front, you can see right here, kind of sustains the line of scrimmage, and the linebackers fill really quickly, and that's what the game's all about. Defensive line, control the line or the gaps, the linebackers fill.
And that was Marzowski that stopped him. Here's a 4th down. Riz quickly up the middle, and that should be enough. 1st down, Vikings.
Marley Riz, the ball carrier. Tackled by Jamal Brainerd.
This is not an offense that is a strike-quick offense. They have averaged 32 points a game this year, but St. Lawrence hasn't had the big flash and dash as some of the other teams we've seen here today.
And then the other half of that, the Rochester Rockets, they only give up 2.5 yards per run in 13 games.
Les is going to go big, though. He's got Francis. Francis has it, stays on his feet. And there is the big play. 44-yard touchdown pass from Evan Les to Rob Francis.
And that was a combination of a great throw and probably an even greater catch, because Les was really pressured to get that throw off, and he put it right on the money. But what a great effort here by Francis. Look at him leap out for that, keep his footing, and get into the end zone. That's a really outstanding high school football play right there.
St. Lawrence will look for one from Bagley. And they will get that one. Big score for St. Lawrence. Hanging tough. 37-24. We're about midway through the second quarter here in Normal.
When you plant Whiffles hybrids, you're making a statement that independence and family-owned means something on your farm. So make your choice. Plant your independence. Plant Whiffles.
Every day, Union Concrete contractors are fueling a foundation that lets our city stand tall. They bring the tools, training, and know-how required to bring your commercial projects in on time and with the highest levels of safety. Visit concreteil.com today to browse Northern Illinois' top union contractors specializing in commercial concrete and find the contractors you need to get your job done right.
Every year, you have a choice. One that says staying independent and family-owned means something on your farm. So plant your independence. Plant Whiffles.
St. Lawrence will not go away. 5 plays, 67 yards, 219. The last completion from Les to Francis.
St. Lawrence showing a little balance right here. They have 111 yards rushing, and they like to throw the ball a little more. They've got 112 yards passing. Pretty good balance as far as their offense is concerned, but they need to put more of those numbers on the board.
There's Aaron Ball, number 6, right there in the middle of your screen. As opposed to sitting on the bench along that concrete wall, he's on his feet. Now, how mobile he is remains to be seen.
Well, the way he backed up there, he almost like stumbled backwards.
Yeah.
Doesn't look good.
High and... Boy, that went out of bounds, but not by much initially. So that will be penalty, and Rochester will have the ball in good field position.
Which is exactly what they don't need from the standpoint of St. Lawrence.
You made the comment in our third 3A game about how even though it was a 69-7 game, a fun, entertaining game for fans to watch. This is the same way.
Oh, I agree completely. I mean, you're looking at a team that's trying to come back, and you're looking at a team that is basically dominant. You wouldn't think the score would be this close by the dominance they've shown, more or less, by how they move the ball and the explosive players that they have. It's just kind of an interesting scheme of things.
Getting the placement of the ball all figured here. Jake Milliron, the center, will go over the ball, and this is quickly out to Beaker. Short game, maybe about 4 or 5 yards.
Well, that was an audible play because they set up in a stack on the wide side of the field, and they wanted to see how St. Lawrence adjusted to it, and they didn't have enough guys out there, and so they threw that pop screen out there, and they reacted well because they kind of held it to a 4 or 5 yard gain.
Zuloff in motion under center. He'll flip it here to the near side. There's room on the outside. A nice cut from Carlson. They'll make that Jacobs. Mason Jacobs with it. He'll get it all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Kind of an interesting play how they did that, how the quarterback was in the slot position and comes running back and gets under center, and it turns into just a little toss sweep. But the reaction by the defense of St. Lawrence made it a little difficult.
Then after the big play, they come right back to Zuloff. He's going to try to win a race to the corner. He's at the edge and can't quite turn that corner. He'll get near the 20.
But it's still a nice gain of about 5 yards, 6 yards. And for them, it doesn't seem like a big play, but to anybody else it is, especially on first down.
Brzezowski with the ball. St. Lawrence looks to go stripping at him. Brzezowski would have none of that.
Tackled by J.C. Table. First down to Rochester.
Rochester just picked up its 21st first down.
And they're not a team that grinds it out. They like to have nice plays on first and second down where they're gaining 12 yards on first down or 8 yards. And then on second down, they have a bigger play. Key for them is, the key for them is they don't turn the ball over that much and have very few penalties.
Gillespie, a quarterback. He was looking at option for a second, didn't like what he saw there. The reason he didn't like it because number 7, Timmy Allison, just absolutely closed the door on him.
Good job of reaction right there by St. Lawrence's defense. Sometimes you get a little too gimmicky. It's entertaining, but a little gimmicky.
Zuloff will come back the other way to Ingold. He's got some blockers in front. Ingold rumbles, pounds, fights, touchdown. Lance Ingold.
That touchdown really ought to go to Brian Zuloff for the way he sold the sprint out in one direction to get the entire secondary of St. Lawrence to flow with him. And then he throws back across the field to Lance Ingold, who does a nice job with the screen. But it was really Zuloff sprinting to one side, gets him to come to him, then throws back. He's got those linemen out in front. Really a well-designed play by Lance. Ingold takes it into the end zone right here. Good football play. Well-designed, well-executed.
And after the last extra point was kicked into the line, Rochester again will look to go for 2.
I know you can hear me. Start waving your hand. Start waving your
Here comes to Beaker. Beaker looking for that corner. He's in as Rochester has missed a couple of extra points, but they're 2 for 2 on 2-point conversions. And the lead goes to a 3-touchdown lead, 45-24.
Whenever you play a team like Rochester that has so many plays, so many reverses, so many counters, it's crucial that during the week that these defensive players understand that backside has got to stay home. You've got to have discipline on the backside away from where the flow initially goes to, because they'll come back with a counter, they'll come back with a reverse. And they make big plays on that because they're so effective going in the ball position initially.
Ingold get a little bit of a cramp rubbed out of there. A cold night here in Normal.
Interesting haircut right there.
You know, I kind of wish I could do that.
Well, maybe in another year or two he won't be able to do that because he's cut it so short all the time.
Okay. Well, how about coming back and after giving up a touchdown, Rochester comes back a minute and 22 seconds later and matches that touchdown and throws an extra point on the board. 45-24, took a 20-point lead. And then a touchdown narrowed it to 2 touchdowns and stretched it to 21 now.
They have so much confidence in their offense as far as what they do. And the other thing is, it's got to be fun for those kids.
Oh, goodness, yes.
Absolute fun with all the different formations and all the different things. They share the ball extremely well as far as running the ball, passing the ball. So it's a share the ball offense, and that keeps kids interested.
Again, this time from the 20. 19-yard return, harder and return. Tackle by Brody Nelson for Rochester. Well, does St. Lawrence have an answer for that last touchdown?
Well, it's going to be tougher for them to have an answer if they don't have ball in the game.
Here he comes onto the field.
That's a tough competitive kid to be able to do that, because he's got banged around. First it was his ankle, then I think it was his shin or his knee.
And you can tell when he was running on the field, not real comfortable. But he will get it and burst through that hole.
He hit that hole pretty quick, so it doesn't look like he's too gimpy there.
How'd you like to block for him, right? You hit a block early and he's going to be right past you. Good quickness.
That's all it takes, is just sustain that block for about a half a count to a count, and he's going to be past you. Offensive linemen love that. They don't want to be blocking all day long.
Aaron Ball, interesting. He played as a sophomore, played 6 or 7 games as a junior, and then, as Adam Nissen said, something just clicked going into his senior year, and he has absolutely taken it to another level this season. Short side of the field, Ball grabbed and thrown out of bounds. He goes out by quite a margin, tossed out of there by Parker Lyons.
He's got a tiny little gimp to that. But that's not going to take him out of the game. He's a competitive young man.
The first down for the Vikings.
You'd think that they'd go back now after they've been running the ball, a little play action pass, because that was really effective right at the end of the half there.
It will stay in the ground. Ball tries to stiff arm a man. However, number 91, Jamal Bramer, we've called his name a few times. The junior linebacker will spin him down.
Looks like he got up with a little.
Beaker there is rubbing the back of his knee somewhat. We got to feel if there's going to be a play action pass, it'd be here. We'll just throw it to Francis and let him do something with it. He won't get a chance to do much at all. Beaker was there. Also Eddie Slott.
They just react so quickly to the football. You know, we look at the defensive stats because that's usually always the fun thing to watch, but they really do get to the football extremely quickly on defense. And as we've often talked about, you win championships on defense.
And Derek Leonard said this is as good a defense as he's had. Said we've got a bunch of Division II, Division III kids that believe, play hard, and they know the game plan. Les 5 of 12 throwing, but they will run and stretched out his ball. He's able to avoid one man and two. Ball. Big run for a first down. Boy, talk about making people miss.
Talk about a fast healing. I mean, that ankle sure didn't look too bad there.
17-yard run for Ball, and this did not look good early.
Sure didn't, but watch the cut right there, the jump cut, go back against the grain. They're over pursuing. What an excellent effort it was right there by Aaron Ball.
That popped him over the 100-yard mark tonight. This time it's Francis. He makes a nice cut. Rob Francis will be inside the 15-yard line.
Good play call there. They got Ball going out ahead of him, which got the secondary in a real faster reaction to get over the ball and then they ran him back up inside and underneath. Good pickup, good play calling there by St. Lawrence.
Good drive here by St. Lawrence. They picked up 30 yards on the ground, and each of were on their last 2 plays combined. Ball hits up the middle, and Beaker will turn him back. Number 15, Aaron McDonald, also in on the plate, junior linebacker.
Rochester has so much faith in their defensive line and linebackers in there that they can come to the outside and figure we'll take away all the sweeps and everything outside because our inside is taken care of. They don't have to sit there and wait for somebody to pop through for a long run because they have confidence in their linebackers.
Les gets it out to the left side to Francis. Francis thrown down, but he will be just outside the 5-yard line.
Those defensive backs from Rochester do a nice job of reacting and also fighting off the blocks, because that could have been a big play right there if they'd taken on the blocks and allowed him to break through. That's a tough play for a defensive back to take on blockers in the open field and still be able to make the play.
3rd and 4 from the 7. And they're playing to get me close to a possible first down here. This could be 4th down. I'm going to guess Aaron Ball is going to get the carry one more time here.
That front 5 of St. Lawrence averages 248 pounds, but the defensive front of St. Lawrence, they're not anybody that's on a diet, I guarantee you that.
4th down and a yard. Les underneath center. He's going to sneak it.
Looks like
that
he
will
got
be
it.
Close. Rochester says no.
I think that official gave it to him.
They do. 1st down, St. Lawrence. 1st and goal. We're under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter.
It's a pretty good matchup right there. St. Lawrence's center, Giovanni Fox, is 5'10", 305. And both the guards are 245. So if you want to run anything in the middle with any kind of a wedge block, you can see right there's nobody over the center.
Les to keep it. Evan Les, touchdown. 2-yard touchdown run with 28 seconds of play in the 3rd.
And ironically, on that play, they still tackled Aaron Ball. Good job by Evan Les right there, getting in with a good fake and getting Ball in the end zone.
Here's our 4th touchdown of the 3rd quarter. Les picked his spot and ended up staying on his feet.
You see Parker Lyons there, the inside linebacker, still taking down Aaron Ball. They don't care whether he has it or not.
Bagley has been busy, knocks this one through. 45-31, that 2-touchdown margin yet again. We have traded touchdowns here in the 3rd quarter.
St. Lawrence's offense and their drives haven't been as pretty as Rochester, but they're doing the job.
Most effective drive of the night. 11 plays, 61 yards, 4 minutes and 40 seconds for the Vikings. 76 points on the board through 3 quarters.
After last game and this game, the board is getting digitally tired. I think I don't know technology, right?
No, that was impressive.
Thank you.
Thank you. Digitally tired. Before, it used to be with the guys who would run out with the little metal things and change the scoreboard.
Right. Bring in the light bulbs.
28 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. First time in a state title game for St. Lawrence since 1979, 44 years. Rochester, it's a first time for them since 2019. You say, well, that's not a big deal. Well, it is to Rochester, because not since 2007 as a team from Rochester, I should say a program, have they not had a championship within their class. Starting from the 22, Beaker. Still looking for that hole as he has an opening. Gets a block. That is a tough return from Henry Beaker. We've had a lot of points in our last two ball games early on, a lot of defense. Early in the morning, a 14-0 shutout for Camp Point Central. Then Wilmington held Athens to a field goal, put on 4 touchdowns for a 28-3 win. That is not a misprint there in your 3A championship. 69-7, Byron becomes the all-time highest scoring team in a single season IHSA history. You see a lot of points here in this one. We still have a quarter and 17 seconds to go. That first hit did not come until near the 50-yard line. Good room off right guard and tackle. Marzowski hit that hole in a hurry.
Rochester has so many tools. They keep their backs fresh. They keep a lot of things rotating around, keeping the defense off balance.
And just waiting for the quarter to end, and there go the zeros. Busy third quarter. 4 touchdowns, 2 apiece. 45-31 after 3.
Feels good to be home. Ashley's Black Friday sale continues this weekend. Friday through Monday, shop limited time doorbusters starting at $199. Plus, get 25% off store-wide on qualifying purchases. The best Black Friday furniture deals are only at Ashley.
Hiring Chicago's IBEW Local 134 electricians and the electrical contractors of Chicago and Cook County are the choice for your renewable energy needs. All of our professionals undergo extensive training, emphasizing the latest EV, energy storage, and solar solutions, which sets us apart from any competition. Take the uncertainty out of your transition to renewables and let Powering Chicago deliver the next generation of clean energy to you.
Wait, stop scrolling. I'm here to help.
For what?
The ACA Health Insurance Marketplace Open Enrollment is here. You can find a health plan that works for you and your family, or change your current plan through GetCoveredIllinois.gov. Certified local navigators like myself can help you enroll and find out if you qualify for financial help.
I really need to do that.
That's why I'm here. Don't change that profile pic. You look great. Open enrollment ends January 15th.
Tomorrow, I'll be making a difference in the classroom. Tonight, I'll be making memories with the dance team.
I'm expressing myself with my poetry and with my hands.
I'm providing for my patients and for my community.
At NIU, you'll go places as unique as you, with the resources and support to get you there. Join us and start writing your story today.
Feels good to be home. Ashley's Black Friday sale continues this weekend. Friday through Monday, shop limited time doorbusters starting at $199. Plus, get 25% off store-wide on qualifying purchases. The best Black Friday furniture deals are only at Ashley.
We've talked about Ken Leonard, the head coach for Rochester. Of course, you know Ken Leonard, you should say head coach for Sacred Heart Griffin, Derek Leonard, his son. And you saw the book right there written by Mike Chamness called Victorious, and all kinds of pictures, memories as Ken and Derek sat down together and just talked things through. And guess what? We've been seeing Derek Leonard all night. What do you say we go down to Casey and check in with Ken Leonard?
Dave, you know what? Ken Leonard thought that he could escape us and retire into the sunset, never do a sideline interview again, but here we are. Coach Leonard, thank you for coming back and hanging out with us.
Well, thank you. It's always good to be at the state championship, and especially when your son is the coach.
I was going to ask you about that. How has it been supporting him, and how have you been involved still with the Byron team?
With the Rochester.
I'm sorry, with Rochester, yeah. Excuse me.
I'm the character development coach, and I help them with that, and I'm doing Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I'm an ambassador, go around I've been to about 35, 36 schools throughout the fall, and talking with the coaches and helping any way I can. And but every week, every Monday, I do character development with Rochester.
So you really never really left football, but have you done anything fun and relaxing with your retirement?
I went to Florida for 2 months. This year, we're going to go for 3.
There you go. That feels good. Also, Coach, I wanted to ask you about the book that was written by Mike Chamness. It's called Victorious, a story of family, faith, football.
Yep.
It's all about you and your son and your coaching careers and your life together. How did that story come about?
Well, it's just been our story, you know, and Mike came to us about 3 years ago, and it took 3 years to write, and me and Derek was a little bit reluctant to do it, but you know what? Hey, it all worked out well. So.
And when you talk to your son's team, motivating their team, working with them, what do you say to them?
You know, I talk to them about being a better, number one, human being. Number two, don't forget your spiritual faith. Number three is, you know, just being the best man you can be, and school and everything else. So, and just son and just about growing up and being a good human being.
Ken Leonard, still the winningest coach in IHSA history, former Sacred Heart Griffin head coach, and dad to Derek Leonard. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Thank you for having me.
Dave?
Thanks, Casey. And Ken Leonard kind of kicking back here a little bit. Last year he was here winning a state championship. Derek Leonard said he was really glad his dad is retired because he hated playing against him every year. It was just so much pressure, father versus son. But it's a proud papa here tonight, a quarter away from winning the 9th state title in Rochester history. Here's Parker Gillespie off the pass from Zuloff. He'll be inside the 35-yard line.
That was a great rivalry. I mean, you talk about the Springfield area and everything else. Boy, I'll tell you, they packed games, and people came from everywhere to watch that rivalry. Now, coming into this quarter right here, Rochester had 400 total yards. They averaged about 7.5 per play, and they were 6 of 6 in the red zone, and they've only just had their second penalty. That's what tells you why they are 13-0 and on the verge of winning the state championship.
Zuloff is somehow still on his feet, and there couldn't have been more yellow flags thrown on that play. Woo.
He is a tough young man.
He's a junior. He'll be back.
5'8", 170 pounds. During the season, threw the ball about 15 times a game, completed about 10 of them for 172 yards, 29 touchdowns. Now, that's a lot of touchdowns. He only had 5 interceptions.
And he was not going to be the starting quarterback coming into the season. That's when Parker Gillespie was injured. Zuloff got the call. And what's really interesting, I think, about here's the penalty. You'll see the face mask here on Zuloff. He reached out and grabbed, and that gets a yellow flag. But there's no prototype for a Rochester quarterback. You don't have to be 6'1" and 190. You have all different sizes, shapes. You just run the offense. Here's Mrzowski. He gets the handoff from Zuloff, and he'll drag a couple people inside the 15.
All you got to be is an athlete, and they develop you through coaching, and that's what good coaching staffs do. You take an athlete and you figure out, where do we need him? Where will he best be suited for our offense or our defense? And that's where you play him. You give him a lot of reps. You coach him, and he develops into an outstanding football player.
Taking as much time off this play clock as they can. It got down to 5, and then we had some whistles, and we get a timeout. Well, they're sending Zuloff off the field. Okay, so he comes off, and all that does is shift Gillespie to the quarterback and brings Eddie Slott off the bench, and he just jumps in there in the left end position.
I don't know if that could have been blood or something. I mean, that's a very unusual call to have that happen like that.
Gillespie to run. He's got blockers in front. Gillespie with the yard markers going down all around him.
Sometimes I imagine they have issues trying to figure out who they want at quarterback and what's the personnel package for this formation and what are our most effective plays out of that formation.
Third down and a yard.
Boy, they split him out. Couldn't be any further out. They'll need to buy a ticket to get back in.
Did the flag go down? Nope, they got the timeout called. And it was interesting. Gillespie a little bit confused as he was at that quarterback spot. He turned around. Merzowski said, no, go, go, go. And instead, Rochester has to use a timeout.
Prepare for the holidays with great Black Friday deals at Menards. We have the perfect gifts for your family and friends, or to help finish your projects, both big and small. Now's the perfect time to hurry in and get these amazing stocking stuffers and other fantastic gifts. Menards Black Friday deals are so great that even Santa himself can't resist.
Season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Imagine going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can go from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is a spirit of thousands of Salukis. Capture this moment and go forward together.
You can really see how the pace has changed for Rochester early on. Of course, it was go, 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 run as many plays as quickly as you can. And here, Rockets are much more patient. They've just dialed it back because they know the clock is in their favor here with a 14-point lead. So after the timeout, third down and a yard. Merzowski has that yard, has more. He has a first down and goal from about the 5.
They get inside the red zone and they very, very infrequently come out without having a score of some kind.
First down to Rochester, first and goal at the 5-yard line.
They send Bruce split wide to the right side. Gillespie still in there with Merzowski behind him.
They've got nobody at the wide side of the field to contain. Now they're moving him over. Now he's over there.
Merzowski trying to get a surge. Down to the 1.
Merzowski again, ball carrier. Tackled by Timmy Allison.
So there's no hurry.
Down and goal at the 1-yard line.
They got their goal line package in here. 2 tight ends.
Play clock winding all the way down to 5. Motion, Gillespie opening, gets a big hit. Gillespie drives home touchdown, and Rochester's gone over 50 points once again. This fourth quarter touchdown is brought to you by Delta Dental. Find a dental plan that fits you at deltadentalil.com.
Well, a pretty good effort right here by the offensive line. Making the surge, they get into the end zone, and then, of course, good job of blocking at the point of attack. Rochester doesn't mince opportunities when they're down inside the red zone. They take advantage and they punch it in. They've got a lot of confidence in their goal line team as far as red zones.
Sullivan drives it home. Rochester has reached its scoring average on the season, 52 points. 10 plays, 59 yards, 448, and a 52-31 lead.
Smiles. These are the healthy smiles of real Delta Dental members. Folks with access to the nation's largest network of dentists and low-deductible plans with 100% preventive care coverage. all backed by over 65 years of expertise. Go online or give us a call to learn about affordable individual plans that meet your needs. 1-800-335-8215.
Have a cough, sore throat, or fever, or need care now for pink eye, a urinary tract infection, or a rash? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Get care in person, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. every day, even holidays, and walk out with a prescription for your care if needed. Make a reservation today or start a virtual visit 24/7. It's just that easy. Find a location near you. osfoncall.org/urgent care.
The IHSA Football State Championships are being brought to you in part by LIUNA. Start your career in construction today at liunacareers.org.
It's time for our Player of the Game. And the Player of the Game is brought to you by Country Financial. Find out why over 1 million families let us protect their lives and livelihoods. Visit countryfinancial.com for more info. Our Player of the Game wears number 11 for Rochester. That's the quarterback, Brian Zuloff. A little bit of everything for the 5'8 junior. He runs, he passes, he stays on his feet, takes a beating, and he has been involved in several touchdowns today for Zuloff. 30 touchdowns for Zuloff, and part of the reason that Rockets are up 52-31.
Well, it's been quite a couple of games for us as far as scoring. And Rochester, of course, sitting there with 52 points, and we saw 60-some points in the last game.
Did that ball come free on that kick? And I think Rochester says they have it. Well, they say they have it, but
I got a feeling the officials are going to give it to St. Laurence.
Yes, you are right. And there, it's a reaction that a lot of folks encapsulated in Derek Leonard's hands on the head. You know, I was just thinking about those points, Jack, and we saw Byron put up 69. Here's Rochester 52, and it's different. Let's take a look at this first before I finish my thought. That took one last little hop there, and a little wrestling match underneath. But anyway, my thought is, so Byron was flash. I mean, explosiveness, flash. This has been a workmanlike, even with that little flash on the edges, a workmanlike 52 points for Rochester.
That's a good point. They showed us a lot more in formations, but they didn't have all the same kind of personnel that Byron had. I mean, they had 5 or 6 guys that anytime they touched the ball were gone. In Rochester's case, they do a little more of spreading it out and making sure that they have a well-balanced offense as far as run-pass.
And of course, there will be folks across the state say, well, can we play one more weekend and see what our 3A winner would do against our 4A winner? That would be fun. That would flat out be
right,
fun.
It would be. Completely different type of game, though. We're looking at the wing tees compared to what we're looking at here with two teams that run the spread.
Ball's able to make a nice cut, makes a good decision. He'll get to the 40-yard line. Oh, what a good performance tonight from Aaron Ball.
Well, that's a perfect reason why they talked about he was the key for Rochester. Stop Ball, you're going to stop St. Lawrence. And Evan Less has hit a nice ball game, but Aaron Ball has just been really the guy for St. Lawrence. He's gone through a couple of injuries here, but he's just been very productive for them.
23 carries for 112 yards for Ball. Less down, looking for Francis. Good coverage from Mason Jacobs.
And Jacobs kind of set that throw up because initially he looked like he was open.
We're at 83 points here in this ball game, and that ties a 4A title game record for combined points. We still have half a quarter to play.
We're setting all kinds of records here, aren't we?
We are.
I gotta get all this stuff down in my diary before I forget. A day of records. Can you imagine what tomorrow might hold?
Right.
Tomorrow's a lot of exciting games tomorrow.
Yes. Tomorrow is going to really be fun. Today has been fun. Each game has been fun in its own way.
For those teams tomorrow, everybody has firepower.
Les was not ready for that one. Luckily, he's been able to fall on the ball. So you had Lena Winslow in 1A, unable to go 4 straight. Camp Point Central won his first state championship. In the 2A game, no completed passes. 3A game, scoring records. And here 4A, we're a point away from breaking the 4A title game record.
Unbelievable.
4th down and 6.
And tomorrow you're going to see probably 4 or 5 of the top quarterbacks in the state performing down here.
And they're young. Rochester needs a timeout here. Make sure everything's squared away with 5:49 to play.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be exciting. Nazareth has an outstanding 3-year starting quarterback, started as a freshman. And, of course,
you have Mount Carmel.
Mount Carmel and Loyola have 2 of the best quarterbacks in the state. They're both juniors. And they, of course, they had a big matchup. Of course, they're in different classes, 7 and 8A. But it really is. And Joliet Catholic has been here so often, I think they bought a condo.
Well, they split it with East St. Louis, who will also be in the 6A game. And you get to see Pop's battle. You talk about quarterbacks. Pop's coming back here. We get another shot at it.
And he's an exciting quarterback. You talk about a kid that can scramble, throw the ball on the run, an elusive runner downfield. And, of course, they're going up against Cary Grove, which is not a boring offense, but it's a very effective offense.
Rochester players in the sidelines urging their huge crowd here on the near side on their feet on 4th down and 6. Now Adam Nissen, I think, wants a timeout. He does. $52 points on the board for Rochester. However, our Menards play of the game. This will be virtue of Rob Francis. It's time now for that Menards play of the game. Save big money on all your home improvement needs with Menards. Great throw from Evan Less. Coming right at you here. Nice grab from Francis. That was part of 4 touchdowns in the 3rd quarter. That was a 40-yarder. From Les to Francis, our Menards play of the game. So once again, the crowd here on the near side will come to its feet on 4th down and 6. Here comes the blitz. Les gets rid of it. Ball deflected at the line, and they'll go over on downs to Rochester.
Well, that's the pressure that St. Lawrence has been getting all day long. Wherever the weak side is, they've been bringing somebody and putting the pressure on to not allow him to throw the ball. And it's always been coming from the backside where he can't see it coming. Good job there deflecting, getting the ball up. Good athleticism for a big man. Carter Reese right there, 6 foot, 285 pounds, able to get up in the air like that to bat the ball down.
There's Jack Sweeney, number 85. Sweeney going to Northern Illinois University. He will head there with Lance Ingle. However, different sports. Jack Sweeney going to be playing in all likelihood first baseman, big power hitting first baseman. Going to be in Northern Illinois Husky. Three touchdown lead and 5:46 to play. Rosowski is tied up and finally, well, he never did go down, but finally got that whistle he was waiting for.
Well, it's been kind of interesting for St. Lawrence here. During their season, they've had some, as we mentioned, a couple up and downs, 3 of them. But they've never run up against a Rochester team like this. But what I mean by that is a team that shows so many different things for you to prepare for during the week. You know, when you scout a team, sometimes during the regular season, you might be able to see somebody 2 or 3 times, at least have tape on it. Well, you got a 1-week prep time for like Rochester. That's not a lot of time to prepare for a team that shows you so many formations and forces you to make so many different adjustments in the secondary. Now, granted, you can get as much tape as you want during the week, but you still only have so much time to prepare your defense for what they show you on offense.
You know, and as much as you can say, well, we can sign some coaches to, scout ahead a couple of games, not when you had IC Catholic and Wheaton Academy sitting right there in front of you before you can even think about getting to this game.
And the other part of that is you got all that time you got only 1 week to prepare for this, but you can't replicate what they're showing you. You can't with your own scout team. They just can't show you what Rochester's going to show you. They can't show you that speed. They can't show you that athleticism. Oh, sure, they might be able to show you the formations, and you can make some adjustments, but you can't just react to the speed of the running backs or the speed of the receivers. And that's the toughest part of it.
St. Laurence used a couple of timeouts here. Each team has 1 timeout remaining.
I'll say this, after that little talk about formations at times, St. Laurence has done an awful nice job as far as how they've reacted defensively.
To the near side. No chances. Eli Carlson takes the snap, takes the run, and he's close to a first down.
There'll come a time not too far away from here we're going to start seeing some substitutions here, as we talked about before, seniors getting into the state championship game, and this might be right now what we're looking at.
I would say a first down here could certainly start moving some people off the sidelines. And again, how the pace of play for Rochester has changed as they protect this lead. Gillespie with the handoff to Merzowski. Those legs keep churning. And that will be the first down. Since 2009, you take away the COVID year, that 6-game season, Rochester has a record of 160-16 and 8 championships in that span. They're just 4.5 minutes away from championship number 9 in as many attempts.
That's a pretty amazing statistic when you look at how young Rochester is as far as their program.
Get it out to Beaker, and that will stop the clock.
And really the program that Derek Leonard has put together here in Rochester. His first couple years were like 500, or I think it was first 2 or 3 years, and then it just exploded as far as success.
And Derek Leonard admits, he said, the success they've had at Rochester, he says, it's a curse and a blessing obviously with, soon to be 9 state championships. The curse is the maybe sometimes unreasonable expectations. Here's Zulov. He takes a big hit, and it applied by Nolan Ryan. And it's a case of, should there be expectations? Certainly. But sometimes the pressure on, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, maybe the expectation sometimes just a bit too high and too much pressure throughout the course of the season.
Well, when some places are saying if you won 9 or 10 games, that's fantastic. Well, in Rochester, that's not enough. You got to get to the semis or you got to get to the finals. Now, obviously, if you don't get to the semis, there's no way you're going to get to the finals. So you better not just have 9 or 10 wins, because that won't get you to the semis.
It's Jace Chamberlain that will be assisted or accompanied off the field. Rochester looking for a yard for yet another first down. Zowski will take this snap. No, he won't. Zulov. The pitch to the near side. The cut from Beaker. And that's enough for a first down and more. You've seen that play a few times today. This takes it down near the 20-yard line.
And part of that play, the key to it is the way he starts out. Everybody starts flying out to the perimeter thinking he's going to be a wide sweep. And he cuts back up inside and really does a nice job. Every time he's run that particular play, he's gained 10 or more yards. Now you can see way at the top of your screen how they put a receiver way back. It's their double pass routine, but what happens then they come back to the left.
This time to Mrzowski. Mrzowski is able to stay in his feet. He's at the 10. Mrzowski is ridden down, but it will be first and goal from the 3-yard line.
It almost looked like he stopped right there at the end. But again, you can see the cutback here and just kind of a combination of poor tackling and good effort on his part. Now, that's what I'm talking about right there. He seemed to have slowed down unless he was trying to take on the tackler.
I think he may have been thinking, well, I want to stay in bounds, but it was going to be a first down anyway, and would have stopped the clock. Momentarily, at least.
Well, I don't think they're going to kneel down here.
Nope. Gillespie straight up the middle. Parker Gillespie will take it in. Gillespie's second touchdown run of this quarter. And this fourth quarter touchdown is brought to you by Delta Dental. Find a dental plan that fits you at deltadentalil.com.
Well, when you have a season where it looks like you're going to go 14-0, it's kind of amazing that you've probably played your best game of the year. You normally score 51 points a game. You come into the state championship game, and it looks as if you're going to score 59.
Sullivan.
Again.
59, 31, 90 points, and that breaks the all-time combined scoring record in a 4A game, 4A championship game, we should say. 90 points here today.
Now that wasn't Montini and Joliet Catholic, was it?
I think that might have been 5A.
Was it 5?
Yes. Well, how about this? 69 points Byron scored in the 3A game. Rochester comes back with 59. If you have a game tomorrow where they score 35, you're going to say the offenses have fallen apart here in Normal. A lot of offense here once the lights turned on here at Hancock Stadium. First time since 1998 the state finals have been held here at this facility. Of course, the opposite side looks a whole lot different than it did back in 1998. This new area with the press box, the large seating area that was built in 2013.
One of the biggest differences to me is the AstroTurf. When we first started doing state championship games here, it was the old grass, and from hash mark to hash mark was downhill to the sideline. I mean, you picked up speed when you started running to the sideline.
Had that big crown for drainage.
Huge crown. Well, let's see the substitutions. Okay.
That's what we're checking here.
There's the personnel coach. He's waving them in right now.
You see Ian Clockengay. He's a senior out there, number 73 for Rochester. Number 64, Jared Laurence, another senior. That's for Rochester.
Coaches are on the sideline waving and pointing.
Well, Rochester take a timeout. They want to make sure they get the right 11 on the field.
They want to make sure they get 11 on the field.
Yes.
It's kind of chaotic on the sideline.
You may have seen number 91 running onto the field here. That's Jamal Bramer. He becomes our defensive player of the game. And the defensive play of the game is brought to you by Union Carpenters and Contractors, partners in building communities and supporting working families. There he is, number 91, Jamal Bramer. 10 tackles, tonight. He has been very, very active.
Is this right to the broadcast?
A very effective Rochester defense, giving up only 9.7 points a game in their 13 games prior to this championship game.
Well, that shows how strong the Rochester defense has been, but also give credit to St. Laurence for a 31-point performance here tonight. Previous high that Rochester had given up 3 times, they gave up 21, but 31 here tonight in the state championship game. That's right at St. Lawrence's average. Flag goes down as Les cranks it up. Too much traffic, and another flag on the other end.
I think those plays will be negated. We had a flag just prior, almost to the snap, I think, and then an interference call down the field. A lot of substitutions here. And that's great.
Check for Rochester, A.J. Bales, number 2, a senior. Number 44 is Nolan Clapp.
There's illegal participation. 12 guys on the field. That is exception. 15-yard penalty. It's a first down.
12 guys.
There you go, right?
You haven't needed 12 the whole game. Why would you need them now?
Les will flare it out to Ball off his hands. An incomplete pass. More players coming off the near sideline. Tanner Beal comes in for Rochester.
This is really tough because obviously we're trying to figure out who's coming in and out of the game, but some go in for one play and come out just to get out on the field, so it's tough to call everybody.
Henry Beaker came off the field, got a big hug. His dad, Steve, the defensive coordinator for Rochester. Ball ahead of steam as he heads to the sideline. Aaron Ball sprinting for the corner of the end zone. Did he step out? Did he go in?
He got in. That's a great effort.
That is something special from Ball. Touchdown run from Aaron Ball. Watch this one as he gets to that sideline and stays in bounds.
This is why one of Rochester's keys was to stop him. They were able to do it long before this, but really a good effort on his part.
Fourth quarter touchdown brought to you by Delta Dental. Find a dental plan that fits you at deltadentalil.com. 14th touchdown tonight combined from these two teams.
Ready to catch this.
Kick is good.
59-38. And they're feeling it there in the near side.
Well, tomorrow it'll look in the papers a lot closer than it really was as far as the score. But it's been an entertaining football game.
It has.
Unfortunately, St. Lawrence didn't have the same number of explosive players that Rochester has.
And one of them sitting right there. Aaron Ball, 26 carries, 160 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. And he's been playing banged up all night.
Well, you can see he's a little dejected there. He's had really a very productive evening, but the production doesn't put a ring on your finger or a trophy in the hallway. But you can see he's very upset right there, even though he gave a great effort to St. Laurence.
Now, as a senior, he knows that he's got 1:52 seconds left in his high school career. At the beginning of the season, there were only a few folks that thought that St. Lawrence could get here. Most of them had school colors of black and gold. Expecting an onside kick here.
They certainly were a big surprise.
And Rochester will smother it. Now, losing last 2 games of the regular season, St. Lawrence just kind of took it through. Really survived in the quarterfinals and semifinals by scoring late in pressure situations, and that got them here to the state finals for just the 3rd time in school history. You know, and that's somewhat surprising when you think about all the great St. Lawrence teams they've had. Tim Grunhard, of course. Back in 1976, they won it all under head coach Tom Cavanaugh.
Tom Cavanaugh, and then unfortunately, Coach Cavanaugh passed away, and then Hall of Famer Mike O'Neill took over the program and just did a great job. And after being at St. Lawrence, he moved on to Andrew and did a tremendous job there. And right now, he's a golfing friend of mine. And he does a great job on the golf course as well as he did on the football field.
He must be really good.
He takes a lot of my money, but but he's a great guy and he's an outstanding football coach.
Oh, come on!
St. Lawrence is going to take its final timeout. And we'll see what sort of substitutions they create here.
You know, when you're taking these timeouts, you got to put in perspective why you're taking them and where you're taking them. We're in a state championship game. You can't take those timeouts home. With this score, you might as well take the opportunity to get players in, get settled down, make sure you got the seniors in. Who hasn't played yet? What seniors have not played? Make sure they get in the ball game before it's too late. And then tomorrow you're talking about some player that didn't get in the game, and that's very upsetting. Good shot at Coach Leonard there.
Now, I think there's a little, I don't want to say bad blood. That's too strong. I think Adam Nissen just called that timeout just to not let the game flow on. It's kind of a stare down on the far side here to the near side.
Hey, if I find you later, what's your name? Jason, what's your last name?
But we'll resume play here with 1:48 to go. Or was it Rochester took the timeout? Rochester, I believe, took that timeout.
That might be why you say stare down.
Yep.
And you still got Zuloff in the game. Of course, he's taking a knee.
It's an odd way for this game to come to an end.
Sure is. It's almost like slow motion down there.
Yes. So taking every last bit off this play clock. When this ball is snapped, we'll have about a minute to play in this title game. Remember, it was a while ago when that record for a 4A game combined points was somewhere in the 80s. Yeah, well, now we're up to 97.
Wasn't the same kind of offenses. Things weren't that explosive. They were explosive for the time, but not any longer.
This will take about one more snap. And coming off the field, some of the starters, the fans for Rochester come to their feet, and Derek Leonard gets doused. It's okay. It's only about 30 degrees out there.
That's a perfect example of water repelling off of a good jacket.
And this is not how you want a championship game to end.
And sometimes that's just one player. It's not obviously the whole team, so you can't put everything. That'll put this in perspective.
That was fourth down, so now it's first down for St. Laurence. So the seniors from Rochester will get a championship ring. They came into this season trying to avoid being the only class since 2006 to not have a championship ring somewhere in their four-year high school career.
That's an amazing statistic. Amazing.
17 years. If you were in high school in the football program at Rochester High School, there were rings distributed for a state title.
Can you imagine being the proprietor of a jewelry shop in Rochester? Way to make a living. That'd be a good place to go to open up a jewelry store.
There you go. Both teams here trying to, once again, make sure 11 people on it. And there is release of pressure, Derek Leonard. 9 for 9. That's remarkable. 9 times in a championship game, 9 times you're going to hold up a first place trophy.
It's amazing when you think about how hard it is to get there. And he's gotten there 9 times. I've been on that field 1 time for a state championship game. You look at coaches like Coach Lenti 16 times, Gordy Gillespie, Chris Andriano, Tim Rackey, who we'll see tomorrow. Those programs are unbelievable to be down there as many times as they've been.
And once again, we can say your state champions, the Rochester Rockets. This time in 2023, 9 for 9 in titles. Final score 59-38 over St. Lawrence. Yet another record-setting game here in this one. Champs come in averaging 52 points per game. That's remarkable. And they put 59 on the board in a state championship game.
It's really hard to believe how explosive high school teams have gotten. You know, we're used to seeing that with some of these colleges and even the pro games, but then you see how effective. Sometimes if you kept the camera and didn't show the stands, some of these kids, it looks like a small college football program, how effective these high school teams are and how well they run their offenses and their defenses. Rochester crowd hasn't moved a bit.
They have not. They really have filled the stands from one side to another.
It's great to see crowds like this.
All season long, Rochester has dominated its opponent. This is only the second time all season that Rochester has not implemented a running clock. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got interviews and trophies coming your way here on the IHSA Television Network.
The IHSA Football State Championships are being brought to you in part by Menards, SIU Carbondale, and by Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council.
Imagine going from the classroom to the big stage.
This territory, this place, our home, isn't just for learning, but for understanding the very power of what imagination actually means.
A place where you can go from player to coach, from the ground to the sky.
So close your eyes, envision the roar that is a spirit of thousands of silly goose. Capture this moment and go forward together.
I'm attorney Howard Ankin. I'm proud to be a 1990 graduate at the University of Illinois. And today, I'm one of the largest filers of workers' compensation cases throughout the state. From Champaign to Chicago and everywhere in between, I'm helping people with auto accidents, work injuries, slip and fall cases, medical malpractice, and any other type of injury accident-related matter. Let me see what I can do for you. Call me at 312-6-MILLION. Injury law made personal, that's Inc. Law.
Prepare for the holidays with great Black Friday deals at Menards. We have the perfect gifts for your family and friends, or to help finish your projects, both big and small. Now's the perfect time to hurry in and get these amazing stocking stuffers and other fantastic gifts. Menards Black Friday deals are so great that even Santa himself can't resist.
Season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Attention high school students. If you're tired of hearing the same old college debt story, we've got an exciting alternative for you. Join the Mid-America Carpenters Union and let your career dreams take flight. You can earn great pay, enjoy no-cost health insurance, and secure a stable retirement, all with no college debt and an elite career that's here to stay. It's time to build your future your way. Ready to carve your path to success? Contact the Mid-America Carpenters Union today to learn how you can unleash your potential.
Back with a little Rochester post-game celebration. Brian Zuloff. Brian, 178 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns for you. You made it look easy, but I know your offense fought tooth and nail every possession. How did your team maintain the stamina tonight?
You know, we've worked hard all year and all week, and this is the goal at the end of the season to win state. And, you know, we worked our tails off, and it just feels great to do this and accomplish. And I'm going to miss these senior boys. I love all of them, and I'm glad we went out on a good note.
How much belief and trust in your team did it take to get this win tonight?
Yeah, we all trust each other. We all love each other, and that's what's special about this group. No one plays for themselves, and as you can tell, that's why we won the game, because we all love each other.
Ryan, congratulations. Go enjoy this one. State champions.
Thank you.
Dave, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Casey. You can just see how happy everyone is there, and now it's time to present the trophies. Let's check in with our public address announcer.
Fans, please direct your attention to the 50-yard line for the awards presentation fueled by Illinois Farm Families. Members of the Illinois High School Association Board of Directors will be presenting individual and team awards. On hand tonight from the board are Augie Fontanetta of New Trier, Dwayne Bates of Glenbard East, Tom Shergan of De La Salle, Katie Hassan of Rockridge, and Dan Tully of Niles Notre Dame, along with Katie Caslett of Dunlap. Finishing the season in second place, the St. Lawrence Vikings. Receiving medals are school president Joe Martinez, Principal Christy Kane, Athletic Director Tim Chandler, Head Coach Adam Nissen, and the Vikings captains. At this time, we'll present the second place trophy to the St. Lawrence Vikings, who finished the season with a final record of 10 wins and 4 losses. Congratulations to the Vikings.
Hey, let's get one more break together. Get some hard work. Let's go, family on me, family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Family.
Finishing the season as the Class 4A state champions, the Rochester Rockets. Medallions will be presented to Superintendent Dan Cox, Principal Jeff Reed, Athletic Director J.R. Bedoris, Head coach Derek Leonard. And the Rockets captains. At this time, we'll present the championship trophy to the Rochester Rockets, who finished this season with a final record of 14 wins and no losses. Congratulations to the Rockets. The Illinois High School Association and Illinois.
The full day of football has come to a close here on a Friday. We've crowned 4 state champions. In the first 2 games, the state champions combined to score 42 points. That was Camp Point Central and Wilmington. And here in 3A and 4A, your two state champions combined to score 128 points. So that sets us up for tomorrow. We've got 4 more games. Tomorrow we're going to crown 4 more state champions in 5A through 8A. We'll get things started once again at 10 o'clock in the morning. As the fingers being flashed there, that will be ring number 9. Here is your schedule for tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Joliet Catholic Academy takes on Nazareth Academy. That'll be followed by East St. Louis and Cary Grove. We get things started under the lights with Mount Carmel looking to go back-to-back with the state title, taking on Downers Grove North. And then a rematch from last year's 8A championship won by Loyola Academy. It'll be Lincoln Way East taking on Loyola, battle of 13-0 teams. Big day here today at Hancock Stadium. It will be a big day tomorrow. You have outstanding players. You will have games that, like you've come to see here today, Camp Point Central winning its first state title in school history on the football side. Wilmington picks up another state championship with a win over Athens. And then it was Byron in Class 3A dominating, put 69 points on the board. The season scoring record, and then you just saw Rochester. They put 59 on the board. A 14-0 season and 9 state champions. That's Friday. Saturday, come right back here. We'll be with you from Hancock Stadium.
The Black Friday credit event is on at 90.